I'm going to switch Cosme
What?
tabs.
Okay,
So be
thank
aware.
you for the warning. Thanks, sound.
And
It's the only way I get to really.
Where are you going?
welcome everyone to the Bone Era. Anyway, last time on Welcome to the Bone Era,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
you were in Marshtown for a little while, finishing up stuff in that town. Basically, you had managed to kill the scouts. You told everybody that the scouts were handled. You figured out you got a teleportation circle for Marshtown. You then told Johanna et al. That you're going to go talk with Abi Ashmoor. I believe you slept. And then in the next morning, you said goodbye, and you teleported onto the ship of Abi Ashmoor, the ship that definitely has a name, and her ship's name is the Burning Moon, and you teleported onto this ship in the midst of a terrifying battle against just hordes of angels and soldiers of Morlassian type. A massive battle occurred where you got to experience the huge gun, all in capital letters, which can target 6 angels and deal just a massive amount of damage to them. But it takes a while to charge up every time. So it does a bunch of damage. You managed to fight off the angels, and in using that huge gun, the rest of the angels sort of seemed to retreat. And you also saw on the horizon a flash of a beautiful, massive angelic being, who also showed up in your in sort of a daydream that you had. And it was Anafiel, apparently Morlas's daughter, who gave you a sort of message to come to the grotto to test you to see whether you are the good heroes that she knows might exist. Because she was told that the material realm was bad and everything was bad here and needed to be put under order by Morlas.
We need to be on our best behavior.
So eventually she told you to come to the grotto at some point. But as the battle ends, it's actually just like the mid-morning. It's like 9 in the morning on this ship. Abby comes up to you all and says, well, hello there, everyone. Thanks for the help. Crew, could you dump all the bodies over the side? We'll have a funeral for the rest later. And you look around.
Glances at the bag that Alakian is in.
You look around and you see that
Don't do it.
there are many injured people, but like the majority of the people who were like downed, like the pirates, were just injured. There were only 2 actual casualties or deaths.
That's nice.
On Abby's crew.
Well.
And you hear her talking, and a pirate, sort of a slouched over guy with a big bushy black beard, comes up and says, well, Captain, we did pretty well, only 2 losses. Unfortunate for Terry over there. He was only 16, but his family will appreciate him fighting for the good side. And Abby's like, yes, well, we'll let them know. Hello, friends, again. Yes, hello. I said hello again on this beautiful Jal morning. As she says that, you think about the time. It is Jal 1, which is June 1st.
Ooh.
Lilia's birthday is on Saturday.
Wow.
It is Monday, Jal's 1st.
We're gonna have to do stuff for June,
Jal
Gemini.
Anyway, so it's been some time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been up to many adventures in the past 2 years. I'd love to hear all about them.
Less than expected.
Would you
not that
care to
much.
come down into my dining room area? I'm feeling a little bit peckish. And we will speak.
Sounds
And
good.
hear what you have to say. We do have a day and a night to get back to Abruxan. That's where we're headed. So, yes. Anyway, come along then. And she leads you sort of down into the ship. This ship is like 6 stories tall. It's a very big... It's like 3 times, maybe 4 times the size of Ernesto's vessel. It's a massive ship. And it has like multiple galleys and enough to like fit 400, 500 people on it. Currently probably staffed by about 300. But there's lots of people that you're running by in this thing. So the people who were fighting on the deck of the ship before were definitely not the whole crew or anything. It was like just the people who were on the deck at the time. But you head down underneath and she leads you back towards the... There's a name for the back of the ship that I am not remembering.
The stern.
Of the ship.
Have it.
Yes, and where the captain's quarters are, supposedly and generally. And you go into this sort of dining room, and it's got this really long table with lots of chairs that seem to be sort of, like there's benches that have sort of been bolted to the ground next to the table. It looks like a massive picnic table, but it's there for... You know, a large number of people could sit here and eat. And on the sides of the walls, there are these 2 sort of countertops, which could hold food and wine and everything. Currently, they have a single sort of pot that smells like some sort of stew in the air of this room. And as you look back behind this room, you see that there is a door is open into the back, and there's a large bedroom and office space, which you assume is Abby's captain's quarters. But she sort of leads you in and then pulls out one of the only chairs that isn't sort of nailed down, sets it up and sits and puts her legs up on the table and crosses them. Says, "Please have a seat. There's stew over there. If you need a drink, I'm sure one could be provided." By the way, Abby is now wearing like a tricorn hat. And
Yeah, how's she looking?
How big's the feather?
she's got a big feather. But it's like
Really
black
big
and
one.
gray, so it's not super colorful. But her outfit is like somewhat flowy, and she wears blues, blacks, and white all over, and like this flowy outfit with these knee-high boots.
So like legit pirate.
A legit
queen.
pirate garb now, yes.
Queen.
What a queen.
And she sort of takes off her hat
Queen.
and sets it down and says, "Please, have a seat."
Okay.
Sit.
Yep.
Have some water.
Yes, water is available. You there? And she points at a pirate who was like just passing by from outside the door, and he sort of freezes and looks. Yes, Captain. Could you get us some drinks, water, and ale, if you could?
Yes.
And he's like, "Oh, well, I was just do it, please." All right. Yeah. All right. And he goes off to do that.
Don't talk back to your queen.
So, 2 years and, a couple weeks or something? 2 years and a month or something? I don't know. I wasn't keeping that much of a track. How are you all?
Well,
It's been
Wasn't that
weird.
long
It's
for
been-
us?
That too. We haven't had the same 2 years as you, I would wager.
Oh?
There was this whole thing, we went to the Feywilds, and when we got back, we had lost 2 years.
She, takes a second to sort of study your face. That's, unexpected.
It's weird. Yes.
So,
Well,
2
we had
years.
to.
Yes, Nala?
We had to in order to find your Wynn's companion, Credence. Here.
And Credence is,
I assume
behind
Credence
you
can-
as well. I was like,
So,
hello there, Abby. It's been a little while. And Abby, stands up and goes over to him and just gives him a big hug and says, I thought you were dead. And Credence is like, I'm not surprised by that, actually. I'm going to sit down now. It's still been a bit of a trying little while for me. And Abby's like, sure. And she goes back to sitting. Sits like a jarl, and then says, well, welcome back, Credence. Feywild, I'm sure that's exciting. Please fill me in. And I'm assuming y'all fill her in. What, do you leave anything out?
I mean, what all? Not that much has
Sure,
happened.
I'm just wondering,
Do we?
Yeah, I
do
mean,
we
it's
tell
It's more
that
of,
we?
do we tell her about the arch?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well,
Would the arch be?
And
a
also
topic
what we
of
were
conversation?
doing as far as the contract stuff.
I think she knows about
Does she
the
know
devil.
about
She knows about the
about the
contract, but she
contract.
doesn't know necessarily
yeah,
that we're trying to
there's
get out
there
of
wasn't
it,
a lot
and
of
then we
details,
didn't
yeah.
get out of it
And-
because Credence instead. And
Okay.
I assume
So-
the big thing is we would try and do a.
well, because
Talk
my
to
thing
her
is
in
if
behalf
we tell her about why we were trying to kill what Credence was to get out of the contract, then she'll want to know why we didn't do that,
Yeah.
which then is where we get into
I don't
the
know
arch
if we would have
stuff.
gone in that detail.
Yeah. We
arch
should. We
and
should.
also-
No. We should
We've
say
been with
that
the
we.
challenge.
Yeah, we would be focusing on being challenge ambassadors.
I think
Yeah.
we should say that we went to the Feywild to try and find something to help defeat Morloss. When we came back, we had missed the whole thing, and now we need all the fucking help we can get because clearly we missed what got us from A to B, and now we just got to go from here on.
Yeah.
All hands on deck.
So basically, emphasize that's why we were in the Feywild. That's why we got stuck. That's why we need your help.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that is a fascinating story. Well, we have been here in Penchard and surrounding areas defending ourselves from vast attacks from a big-ass angel woman to the east and her forces under her apparent father. Luckily, I have a giant gun. I have my friend Madwa working on figuring out what makes that gun tick every time we're in Abruxan. I think she's making some strides there, but it's a little difficult.
I mean,
So-
if we could have 4 more of those guns, we would be sitting pretty.
Yes, I
As
agree.
many more as can possibly. Be
Unfortunately, the actual technology to create them seems extremely complicated.
Maybe Nala can help.
Oh, I can look at it, but I think we might want to take notes and bring him to Nigel or something.
Yeah.
We need experts to look at it, yeah.
I wonder if
Well-
AA3 might have any connections that we could...
Wherever he might be.
In the Empire, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we would have to pretend like we're on a different side if we go to the Empire. Like, we can't be fighting for resistance over there. But
Well, if what Abby's saying about Anafiel being the one attacking them, if we go talk to her and she stops attacking them, then maybe Abby would let us borrow the gun.
You'd have to borrow the ship.
Why would
have to borrow
Anafiel
the ship.
stop attacking me? She seems pretty dead set.
Yeah, we think she may be confused.
She reached out to us.
Well, not for nothing, but that seems like a bit of a long shot to me, as somebody
Yeah,
who's been dealing
probably.
with her soldiers killing my people for a year and a half. Regardless, okay. So the
Worth a shot
reason...
while we're over here, though.
Sure.
yeah,
The grotto's not close if you're going there. It's,
Closer
2-3
to
weeks
here than it
away.
is to Venevra.
It's a little closer to Venevra.
What? How?
Oh, right. I understand what you're saying. Penchard is
Oh.
closer to Venevra than Grotto is what I was saying.
Yeah, sorry.
So the reason that I have not parlayed with Johanna at the Arbiter in any way yet. It's because currently I do not know if I actually have the authority over all of the different factions in Penchard enough to organize that well. And if I spread myself thin in order to help the challenge around Venevra, as well as trying to defend here, I am worried about that. And the main reason I'm worried is because we've had multiple attacks from various piratey... I don't know who. They haven't announced themselves, but multiple of my people have been attacked. Sometimes our ships have been destroyed or stolen by forces unknown, and I suspect it is one of the other pirate factions that doesn't like me very much.
How can we help?
Yes, what peace of mind could we give you, or what can we help you with that would make helping the challenge easier?
Well, the peace of mind you could give me is find out who it is and deal with the problem. Whether that dealing with the problem is killing them and bringing me evidence, or convincing them to stop whatever they're doing, the latter would be the ideal, because we need all the forces we can get.
And if we do that, you think you can?
I can at
you'll
least
help the challenge.
If I know that there's no coup coming from underneath me, then I would be at least willing to meet with the Arbiter and discuss how to assist from where I'm at.
I mean, to be fair, regardless of, you already fighting against what you're fighting against is kind of in line with what the challenge is looking for to begin with.
Well, that's fair, but if they need any support towards a navy in Venevra, which I don't believe the challenge has, which I believe, maybe I'm just conjecturing or whatever, but I think that's what Johanna needs.
No, yeah, so if she's less fractured, then there's more.
No, and I
power on
understand.
this side.
I understand that. I just, even with the fracturing, I still think it could be a helpful alliance to be made, and to be. I mean, I'd like to think
She
I know
can't be
Johanna
fighting
pretty
Morloss
well.
if she's also fighting other pirates.
Yes, and the big problem is that there are whispers in Penchard of people wanting to surrender. I am worried that other pirates, other factions wish to surrender and just do whatever Morloss says and work as privateers under him or something. I think this is the wrong idea, but some people are thinking that this war is foolhardy or whatever. And I believe whatever faction is fighting against me is one of those that believe that perhaps just teaming up with Morloss would be a good idea.
I think we could go around, convince people otherwise.
Do we want to... I mean, I know she just said the grotto is really far, but if we
3
talk
weeks away.
to this... If we talk to Anafiel first and she stops attacking this area, or at least, backs off a little, do you think maybe this, coup might dissolve itself? Or at least give up the idea of wanting to surrender a little bit?
There's also the matter of Anafio may or may not want to actively turn against
And what does she want to
her father.
talk to us about?
Well, apparently to be tested.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Whatever
much I
that
trust
means.
Morlos's daughter,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, I'm
I
probably
would
giving
rather
this way
deal
too
with
much benefit of the
some
doubt.
pirates, or some of your captains, is probably what I would suggest. We could talk to some of the other captains, see if they have any information about...
Well, the best place to gather information about other pirates is Abruxan.
But yes, I assume I would rather talk with some captains first, or some... before we just run
Let's
to the
see
grotto.
what the scuttlebutt is before
And
we
we might
make
be
any
able to
moves
reach-
in terms of the grotto, yeah.
Yeah, we might be able to reach out to Ossacross in our downtime to see what the state of the grotto is instead of just
Is that where
going
he
there.
is?
I thought he was in the Empire.
No.
I also thought he was in the Empire.
Oh, I thought he was in the grotto.
So I don't think we know anybody.
It's,
No,
a
we don't know
different, it's a
anybody
different area that's in the Empire that has a name that's similar to the grotto, of which I cannot remember right now. It's like
The Grove, I
Grove,
believe.
something
That's
like
it. That's it.
But it's not the grotto, it's different.
Sorry, I was confused.
There's a lot of names to keep track of.
Oh, we only knew that band at the hut. That was
The
from the
hut,
grotto.
yes.
No,
my
not
God.
the hut.
Just
Just hut. Just hut. Sorry.
From hut.
The Star Wars.
That too.
Go see a
Well,
Star
yes,
Wars.
I mean, You can definitely talk around. Nobody really knows you. Somebody might remember you, Win, and Credence, obviously. You'll be maybe welcomed home. People may not remember you, Credence. And Credence is like, that might be for the best. I can restart or something when I get back.
Sure. Maybe stay in one place for a while?
That would be the goal, yes. No more following weird smells into outhouses.
Weird smells.
That's how I got to the Feywild, did I not tell you?
Oh boy.
Don't
Following
follow
a weird
weird,
smell?
nice smells when you're
Oh my God.
And I
drunk
thought
as
you
fuck.
had just ghosted me.
Well, I
Wow.
didn't try to ghost you.
That's alright.
I sort of walked in there and it was the nicest toilet I've ever seen. And then I walked out of the toilet and I was in the woods. It was very weird.
What?
It sounds very weird.
This is poop
And
jokes.
Abby's
the
like,
episode.
well, all right. So yes, we're about a day and a night, as I said, out from Abruxan. That's where we're headed. If you need any information about each of the pirate factions underneath the Black Chateau, I can fill you in here.
Yes, please.
All right. So there are 5 other factions that ostensibly are under the rule of the Black Chateau, although the real laws are somewhat vague. Penchard Dubois, who founded Abruxan, the Black Chateau, and Penchard Archipelago in general and settled it, was not the best with legal speak. So there's been a lot of debate about how much power the Black Chateau actually has. It's mostly just dependent on honor and all that sort of thing.
Like a legal gray area.
Yes.
Well, we're pirates, so it makes sense.
But so there is the Blue Estate. All of them are color-coded in a way. The Blue
okay.
Estate
It's easy.
is led by Blue Eye Barry Bilford. He's a halfling. He's very good with his ships. Don't use cannons. They all use only bows and ballistae things, and they are very effective at that specific thing. They seem, I don't know. I don't know what their actual allegiances are. There's the Green Reavers. Lots of scary bladed weapons and big brutes on their ships. They're led by the Claw, Ivers, who is a tabaxi cat person.
Oh, wow.
You don't see very many of them on this hemisphere of the planet. But they're around, and Inver is the Claw is a somewhat difficult person to work with, as I suppose isn't surprising given his name. But he's very effective in battle. There's the Sanguine Saviors, led by the Sparrow Shayna Smithies. Lots of scouts, small ships. There's the Red Ivy, similar to the Black Chateau, and they're a little smaller. The Red Ivy is led by Cynthia Pearltooth, who's a Wanti pureblood, a snake person.
Cool.
She and I used to run together back on the same crew long while ago. Now she leads the Red Ivy. And then finally there's the White Ice, led by Shangorn, who's a silver dragonborn who fixes all the ships in Abruxan. Smallest group, smallest faction on Abruxan or in Penchard, but they are... if you mess with Shangorn, then he doesn't fix your ship properly, and then you're fucked.
Checks out.
Do you think there's any specific ones that are giving you trouble, or you're not sure?
I think it's between red, green, and blue, honestly. I doubt the Sparrow would be dealing with me in any sort of mean way. Barry Bilford, Blue Eye he's just a weird person to read. Cynthia and I have butted heads in the past with the Red Ivy, and the Claw is just a dangerous dude. Unfortunately, I can't really narrow it down because they haven't really been announcing themselves as they attack us. And they've taken down any
Nor
ship
would I
flags
if
and
I'm
whatnot.
openly attacking the Queen.
Oh, yes, so I suppose that's smart, but I don't know what you guys can do, but you're adventurers of some repute.
I wanted to ask, I know it's been 2 years, but How has the judgment of Rustbeard gone over with the Penchard Archipelago?
Yeah, it went so good.
Okay, I was
Make an
wondering
insight
if...
check.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
That's a 19.
Plus...
No, I rolled an 18. Plus 1. 19.
She's hiding. She doesn't want to tell you about that.
I'll let Lilia notice that, probably.
I think. What's your
Do you
passive
just like make
insight,
eye
Lily?
contact with me? Oh, my passive insight? My passive.
I mean, you can also roll for it, but you might just notice it.
My passive insight is 23.
Yeah, you would have noticed it anyway.
Yeah.
Just,
Like, I don't know.
I'll just like, did it really?
That's a good
she
look
says
around.
as she drinks, as the person comes over and like hands ale and whatnot, and she just grabs it immediately. So you're all brought water and ale, and there's the stew and stuff. And she said, "Well, it's been 2 shit years. Win, I didn't want to have to tell you this,
Uh-oh.
but upon the first attack of Abruxan by those damn portals and angels, Rustbeard made a damn deal and they broke him out."
Oh.
We should have killed him.
Oh.
Should have
Well,
killed him.
Possibly should have killed. He was doing well, being eaten by crows up on the top of the stronghold, but unfortunately, we didn't expect the angels to appear, and I didn't expect him to talk to them, to be honest. And yeah, so I don't know where Rustbeard is.
Oh my.
But he made a deal with.
Yes,
the
with one of the angels. Yes.
Excellent. Hey Kieran, do you
Yes.
have the ability to scry upon occasion, right? Like not necessarily today, but like you can do that, right? If given enough time. That
yeah,
might
and
be a good
I
idea.
can do it today.
Okay, well that just might be
foresight.
something to think about of scrying on Rustbeard. Just
Well, sounds like we're gonna have a bit of time till we get there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be a day
But
till we
also,
get
is
back.
it possible that Rustbeard, within his alliance that he made with the angels and the soldiers, that's part of the reason that parts of Penchard are thinking about surrendering instead?
Is scrying the one I have where I used the
Yes, the Galadriel things that were.
things that are? Of course. Okay.
Well,
Yes, the Rustbeard.
if we run into him again,
Yeah, we're
I
killing
won't
him.
stop myself.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
fine.
like if he made it out and you have these other factions attacking you, that, I don't know, they
possible.
seem like they match well enough that it might be part of the reason.
It at least maybe because they saw him able to escape and not die. I don't know where he is, but
Well,
Yes.
we can attempt to find him.
Costa, his first mate, is still in one of those cages, slowly dying.
Oh, good.
Good.
If you
Oh,
want
that's
to watch
the-
a turtle baking in
That's
the
the
sun,
total, yes.
Oh, that's sad.
it's not sad. He was a terrible person.
No, he still is. I like
Yeah, but he was, like,
I just like
kinda-
turtles. I don't like that turtle.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, I assume that he's still a devout follower of Nord. Is that the... I'm sorry.
Yes, Njord.
Maybe the angels approached him and he turned them down. Because that's
possible.
a different deity.
It doesn't matter though, because his past crimes mean that he is where he is.
Of course.
We should abolish the prison system.
Yes.
The pirate thing
In
is gonna
real
be full
life,
time.
yes. In pirate fantasy land, damn no.
Damn you for the thought!
I am all for that, but I feel like a pirate queen maybe has slightly different feelings on capital punishment.
I feel like we could convince her, guys. She's very reasonable.
We can't convince her to have a conversation with Johanna.
Stop pushing your scorch pass ideologies.
All of a sudden, the South here is super liberal.
I also understand that you don't have the resources to give the what do they call themselves now?
The challenge.
Challenge.
The challenge.
The challenge.
Thank you.
Challenge.
Because it was
I was like,
Sabrina's challenge, and then Sabrina died.
Now it's just-
now
So,
it's just the challenge.
but I think even extending that conversation, you don't have to give your resources in order to make an alliance or a connection at this
The
current
problem
moment.
is, I want to help.
No, I know, but I'm saying that, like, right now, where you are in regards of how the challenge sees, is they have no idea what side you're on.
All
They
right.
have no clue. And so I'm not saying you have to give your resources or you have to help immediately. You can take care of what you need to take care of here first, and we can help you out with that. But I think it might be an okay idea to at least establish that connection and be like, hey, dealing with my own shit right now, talk to you in a bit.
Okay, just make a persuasion check. It's not a. She's not like reticent, but
Oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry, I just saw my persuasion plus.
what is it? Plus 14 now.
15. So that's
Wow.
I rolled very low, but it's an 18.
Yowie wowie.
How it does. Awesome.
And she's like, "Look, if you all help me with my problem, on the down low, I don't want. Look, if we arrive in Abruxan, and you all walk off my ship with me." I would be a little wary about just going, so, are you trying to fight the queen? So
Fair,
just be aware
fair.
of that.
Got it.
But if you
Makes sense.
do solve this problem for me, then I will have a meeting with the Arbiter. I can agree to that. That's fine. And I agree that perhaps just letting her know that we're fighting against the same enemy is at least something.
Well, we
just-
can all talk strategy about how.
And
to
also, we don't have to
figure this
look
out.
like ourselves as we walk off the ship. We can be many different
No,
people. As
but
we
she's
travel.
saying like
No,
we
I
should
know, I
just distance ourselves from her because no one knows who we are.
right.
So, I mean, some people might know who we are, but a lot of people probably aren't going to know who we are.
But Lily is
I don't know
right.
what kind of
We
things.
could disguise ourselves to look like. I know only a few of the crew passed.
Well, what's our angle going to be? Are we going to be like?
Blend in.
I know,
feel
but
like
like,
our
are we going to
angle
be
is-
like asking people if they're trying to kill the queen because we want to also kill the queen, or
I think that's a
like
good angle.
what's our approach?
I think it
gonna
would be wise for me not to be part of this conversation.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
So
Sorry.
I'm going to go back up to the deck and steer a ship. Even though
Right.
my first mate could probably handle it.
Well, thanks for letting us crash here.
If you're wondering
literally.
where Ema is, he has his own ship now, Captain.
Oh,
Good for him.
I gave him my
Wow.
old ship,
The little one.
the Lonely Horizon. No, it's a good sized ship.
I mean, I meant littler than
Everything's
this one.
little compared to this ship. Kieran.
Your previous one would be a little ship compared to your
My
new
old
ship.
ship's a nice ship. I
No,
mean, this ship
speaking
is
of-
just insane.
Speaking of little ships, would we be able to describe the deep water enough for her to be able to tell us if she's seen it?
I would allow a intelligence check, intelligence or performance check, actually, for
So it's, who can do that?
to describe the.
Kieran.
You want me
I
to
have
do
no
it?
fucking clue what the
Yeah,
deep
if you want to do an it should be
You
intelligence.
want me
Just
to
do
make
an
a
intelligence check.
performance check?
No, just do an intelligence would make more sense.
My intelligence isn't great either. I guess it's.
My intelligence is plus is 16.
Oh, I rolled a 19 though, so 21.
1921?
Yay.
Okay, so you described pretty in detail the deep water.
I'm very familiar.
She's like,
In terms of plus.
I mean, there's lots of ships that look similar. That's a relatively standard make. I have not seen that particular ship anywhere near Penchard. But I may have just missed it. I've been quite busy.
Makes sense.
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
You could ask the ship repair guy
True.
if we find him.
When we find it.
Anyway, I'm going back up there. Please enjoy
I'll
the
stand up as
refreshments.
she's leaving and sort of give her a hug.
Sure, and she hugs you back and says, "It's good to see you, brother."
You too. You look good, big sister.
Thanks. I'm really doing my best to play
You're
the
doing
part. You know, when Captain Hayden gave me this post, I didn't expect. I don't know what I expected,
Sure.
but there's a lot more conflict between just us as people in Penchard than I expected.
Right.
I don't know why I didn't expect more. There was always conflict in Abruxan, but whatever.
Well,
I
we'll make a difference. Whatever happens now, we'll be able to change it.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, it's good to see you, brother.
too.
And she heads up to the deck, leaving you guys alone in the dining room.
So,
We're in a dining room, not like the captain's quarters.
Well, the captain's quarters are behind the dining room. You can see it. The door's a little open.
Oh, okay.
You're in the which includes like an office with a desk, which you can see through
like
the
the
door, and a
captain's
big
suite.
bed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a captain's suite. And then the room right next to it's imagine Barbossa's ship from Pirates 1 with the big dining table,
Yes.
except way longer and less sort of accoutrement.
Cool. No monkeys.
no monkeys.
Well, and no
No
like
monkeys.
tablecloth, and there's nothing on the walls. She hasn't had much time to decorate her ship, is
Sure.
what you've discovered.
So is the plan then to kind of try to make our way to the grotto while also keeping an eye and an ear out for people who could be trying to challenge your sister?
I'm not sure we can do both of these at the same time.
Right.
We might need to do
I think
one
we're gonna have to do
first.
one before the other.
While we're in Penchard, let's just take care of what we need to, and once things have resolved in terms of attacks and challenges from other factions, then we'll be able to move on.
I think that sounds like a plan. Because then the sooner we do that, the sooner Abby can potentially help out Johanna. Or the challenge. So yeah,
Yes,
so
the
do we
easier
want
we
to
can make things for her, the better.
if we want to pretend to be shady characters like that are trying to hunt her down, I feel like there's a lot of room for error in that plan. Mostly
We could also
because
pretend
most of
we're
us are
looking to
not
join a
good
crew.
actors.
Well, we don't all have to go
that
do it.
works.
Yeah, so I
We
think
can
this
split
might
up and
have
have
to
different
be
objectives.
split up and do different things.
Okay.
Because I can absolutely be a shady pirate
Okay.
with intentions
Yeah.
of killing a queen. I have a lot of life experience to back up that role. So I wouldn't be. I might be
Yeah.
able to get some information that way, but that does mean that we're going to have to scope out first and just be listening in on conversations. And it's not like you can barge in there and go, "Who wants to kill a queen?"
Yeah.
Sure.
It's not how that works. So it would involve like a lot more recon and trying to figure out where these groups are without just straight
makes
up
sense.
asking.
Okay.
Since
Who
they're
do you
all-
think should go with you on that on team A?
I wouldn't be surprised if Lily could do this all by herself.
Okay.
To be honest.
I mean,
feel-
potentially, but also I don't know how to find these groups is part of the problem.
Well,
Like, I
what
don't
if
know
we
where need to
sent
go for them.
Win
And
as
when
her,
you would
like,
have some
bodyguard?
knowledge of these groups, by the
Right,
way.
right.
And you know Abruxan pretty well.
Yeah.
even though
Wynn
it's
just
been a
needs
while.
a disguise.
Because Win could be her like hired bodyguard, whatever.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
The muscle.
Well, there were also 2 crew members that died. It could be. I could change you into those 2, so you could actually.
No,
I don't
because
think
people know
actually
that,
matters.
yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
that's necessary.
I think I can just be a different. If no one really knows who I am, I can make myself into a pirate pretty easy. I can see if even like I can ask Abby if there's any like extra like garb around here I can just take.
Yeah. Well, and Wynn just needs a disguise.
Well, I can handle the disguise part.
Also, I mean, not that we want to drag your name through the mud, Win, but I'm sure that there might be some information you could be able to get because you're Abby's brother, and especially, I don't really know pirate culture all that well, but I suppose that in some families there might be power disputes if your sister's the ruler and brother didn't get anything. You might be
True.
able to have some sway with some people that way.
True. Worth a shot.
I feel like that, I don't know, it might be more likely for people to suspect you then. But,
And
yeah. Depends on who you're talking to.
we fought together as a team a lot during our youth, so I don't imagine they would want me
Be sus.
expect me to suddenly be changing my mind about
Okay.
that.
Yeah. So what should the 3 of us goody-goodies do then?
Sit down,
you can't
shut up,
lie.
and don't touch anything.
Yeah, I might just go around.
we can just
well,
we can just walk around and like
just gonna
keep
go
Eye out
I'm
for
gonna
shady
see-
figures, what have
Why
you.
don't we
Yeah.
see
I
where
feel like
Rustbeard
there
is?
would probably be diamonds available in a pirate colony.
Sure.
Yeah, I might do just a little bit of. I need to sell some things.
Well, yeah, wasn't that also part of what we wanted to do here? We wanted to sell some of our extra items.
Yeah.
Yes, and we can
Okay.
possibly
Do some
strike
trading,
up
yeah.
conversation with some merchants.
Okay.
Well, and especially with things like the spider venom, it might take us to less desirable parts of the market.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we can kind of start from there. But also, should we take a look to see if we can find Rustbeard?
I was gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to.
Wait, I thought he just disappeared.
But we can scry
But
on
Kieran
it,
may
or we
be
can
able to
try
find.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, because, I mean, if Rustbeard is connected to any of these things that are leading up to the coup, or to people starting to be Morlo's sympathizers, we might be able to
Yeah.
nip that in the bud if we take care of one person instead of having to search out 3 different pirate teams and see if any of them are even more shady than a pirate team would normally be.
Okay.
Do you need our
Are we able to
assistance with
scry on people
anything,
we've never met?
Kieran?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need us to clear off any of this table?
No, but
or
like if we
anything?
wanted to scry on the other pirates, I mean.
Oh, am I scrying right now?
Well, we can. We have time.
You can.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the day, so
Yeah.
depends on what you
My
want.
other thing I was going to do today is finish your arrow. So
Please.
yeah, actually, I'll probably start doing that on the
Craft
dining room table
time! Okay,
while we're talking.
great. Then I'll check on the potions too.
So mark off that.
This is my scrying hat.
You can scry on somebody that you don't know, but it's just harder. It's easier for them to save.
I mean, I've met him, so I at least
Met him.
No, I was
know.
just. She was asking about other pirates if you want to scry. Yeah.
Arrows.
Yep. Your one ice arrow is done now.
Yay.
I'm still kind of bloodied from the
I
fight. I'm
two
just gonna
now,
chill.
actually. No, I don't. Oh, a cold arrow, you mean?
Yeah.
Is that different than
Do
ice?
we have
No, it's
anything
cold.
from
Okay,
Rustbeard?
So now I have 2.
That would make this easier.
Besides the emotional scars, I don't think so.
Does it count?
We
Come here,
don't
Win.
still
Sit
have
on
the
my lap.
blade, otherwise.
But we've met him, so that should make it easier, right? Like you.
I mean, not as much easier as it would have been, but yeah. Okay.
Well, I can give you a little bit of inspiration if you want some, if that'll make it better.
Could.
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's a saving throw on Rustbeard's part, so the inspiration
Oh.
wouldn't help.
Okay, never mind. You don't get any inspiration. Deal with it.
No inspiration for you.
But yeah, I guess I'll scry on Rustbeard.
Okay.
Don't
So you set up your bowl, your basin, and your big.
Did I just have in my backpack?
Yeah, you just
Needlessly
pull out
big,
these
yes.
things. You fill it up with water, and you cast it's
Dirty ass water.
some spells by waving your gun and holy symbol over the top of it. The liquid shines, and you begin pouring into it while whispering various magical words. And then you look over, you step over it, and concentrate on Bora Rustbeard.
I don't see shit. Just kidding.
What's your spell save?
I believe it's 18 now. Yeah.
Okay. So you look down into it, and you see the fog in the bowl sort of shift and move. And it begins to clear, and then abruptly closes up again. And it does not work.
I
Damn
don't
it.
see shit.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It's worth a shot.
You remember he is a paladin. It's pretty wise.
Oh.
We'll try again when he's sleeping.
Ah. Okay.
See his dreams.
What can I do today?
Where did he run away from? We could do locate person, but that's only 1,000 feet.
We are definitely not.
No, we're not
she
close
said-
enough.
This ship is like 1,000 feet.
She said the stronghold, and Wynn, you would know that as the Sovereign's stronghold, which is a big, ugly, rectangular building that sort of sticks out like a sore thumb in the middle of Abruxan. That's where there are a lot of heads on pikes like the Tower of London, as well as many hanging cages with people in them, or people not in them, or skeletons that used to be people in them. And the whole building is just, that's where the Sovereign's seat of power is. But that's where he was, in one of those cages. They're pirates.
So he might still be in the city. I could do it then. but
Not sure what kind of assistance the angels could get from him.
Power, like sway. Sway over the people. Or
Is there like a blanket or a sheet in the room?
You can find one. There wouldn't be
No.
one in this room. There would be one in Abby's bedroom behind you, or you can ask around for one.
I'm gonna look for one.
Okay, make an investigation check. This is a big ship. You're basically like headed off into a
Don't
cruise
go
ship and trying to
burning
find
the queen's
something.
sheets.
17.
17? Okay, what happens is you run into a dude who like seems to be struggling with like a cabin door, like trying to push it closed, and he like lets it go, going, all right, and then it all crumples out and just like a bunch of pillows and blankets fall out. He's just struggling closing this closet. And he looks at
Take
you
a
and goes,
blanket
"Oh,
and help him.
oh, thank you so much, ma'am. That's very nice of yees." Yees? And... thank you. Thank you. These doors, they were built differently back in the day, apparently. Or I just can't pack a fucking cabin.
Imperial furniture.
Yes.
And I'll go back to the room. I'm gonna lay the blanket out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull all of my stuff out of my bag of holding. And then I'm gonna take the bag over it, reach inside over the blanket, and pull to have all of Alakian fall out.
Oh,
Because I have to pick out every single bone if I don't do that. The only other way I can get him out is I have to
he's a
turn
burnt
the
husk.
bag.
You would be able to pull out his body, but you've done
Okay,
it
I
already.
said like I left a femur
shard
bone or
stuff.
something in there.
So you
Like-
pull out Alakian's body and all your other stuff, which you begin sort of putting back in.
in the dining
So
room.
Alakian's body is sitting on a blanket in the dining room here.
I'm gonna
Charred remains.
fold up the blanket on top. It's like a little bag.
All right.
I think it's time that we have this funeral. So
no discussion. Nala is ready.
I've actually felt quite uncomfortable carrying Alakian around.
Nala was like, you know what, guys? This has been a
it
great
is
talk.
proper. I'm not leaving him in the Feywilds.
Okay.
I wanted to give him a proper send off, and Ernesto
Nala-
wouldn't come here, and I know
Shouldn't
he
we
wasn't
wait?
buried
Shouldn't
at
we
sea.
wait
What
until
kind
we're in
of
the
proper
middle
send-off
of
are you
water?
giving him?
I
Because we're
just didn't
throwing
want
him out in a city like dirty ass water supply.
We're in the ocean.
You're in the ocean.
I asked
Yeah, but, like,
Ernesto
the
what would be
pollution is
appropriate. He
closest
said
to the
burial
shore.
at sea.
They've
So
been
So what you
dumping all
gonna do?
bodies overboard.
I'm confused. Where would you have us bury
You're
him
like
in the
in the
sun?
middle.
150 miles out
Middle
of
of
out
what?
of the,
In the
of
middle
the
I'm
ocean.
of
literally
water.
going to stand on the deck.
No,
say
not you.
prayer
Oh, okay.
and
Kieran.
You're
empty it.
150 miles out into the ocean.
Okay.
You're pretty far out into the ocean.
Because I was like, this is gross. There's like people over there.
Well,
No,
you know
you're
what's
a ways
grosser?
away.
Having this in my bag. So
A ship can move
That's a
like
person, Nala.
a ship can move like 70 miles a day.
Hardly. It's a bag of bones.
Like 12 hours. I mean, they move pretty far.
Bag of boning.
Hell no.
This got heated.
in relation to a dead person.
Well, because I have to
absolutely
take
decline that.
care of this because
I'm sorry,
it's-
aren't our fans called the Boners? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Anyway, continue.
yes.
No.
Yes.
If you get the bone era printed on like a drawstring bag, that becomes your bag of boning.
Yay!
I like
Oh
it.
God.
But I just have this image of, Alakian's funeral being, we light the bag on fire and then we just chuck it overboard.
Yeet!
And that does not seem like the most respectful of events, but it would get the job done.
Well, I assumed there was a funeral about to be had upstairs. I just wanted to be a part of it so I could include this in it.
So I can include this.
Yeah, that's
Not him.
fair. That sounds like a good plan because they have all the plan. They know what they're doing. Okay, I'm sure they do this all the time.
Burials at sea.
Let's go
I'm
find the
gonna go
people doing the
upstairs.
funeral.
Okay, you head out of the dining room and you head upstairs
missed
again,
it.
past a bunch of people who seem
we
to sort of just be wandering around doing work or hardly working, as they know that they're headed back to Abruxan again. You head back up onto the deck of the ship where they seem to have dragged the two bodies over, and have also placed sort of sheets over them near the side of the ship. near the railing.
Here's ours.
Abby is up on the wheel and sort of waves to you. What's that you're carrying?
Dead
Another
guy.
dead pirate.
Bag of bones.
Oh, well, add him to the pile then.
We're
I
not.
can't believe
I'm
you're doing
forbidding
this.
you all right now as my children. We are not telling Ernesto this in detail.
We just say we
wait.
buried him at sea.
Literally, no one is allowed to
us
say
do.
that we added him to the pile. Or you're grounded.
I will.
It's next to it.
But what if,
We won't
Kieran,
add
what
it
if
to the
one of
pile,
us
put it,
mentions
like,
a line
right
and
next
then
It's
he
a
asks,
lot
and then you
more
have to tell
decent
him.
than everyone's imagining.
Just, be like, no.
Well, we did
I
let
have
the
to ask
captain.
my dad said
Exactly what he
no.
asked us to
At
do.
sea.
It's exactly what he asked us to do.
Don't think this is exactly what he
He
had in
said
mind,
bury
but-
him at
pretty
sea.
much
He
what he
knew
said.
that he was a pile of bones. What are we doing that he didn't want us to do? I'm honestly confused.
I think we're just going against Scorch Pass burials. It's usually not barely at sea at Scorch
God
Pass.
damn it, I'm a
so
cleric.
Burial in desert.
And as you walk over there and place Ernesto's sort of bones and charred
Ernesto!
remains, or Ernesto's, he's dead.
Surprise!
Elachian's charred
Kieran
corpse
watches in
there.
horror as the skeleton changes before.
Changes.
it was
But you place-
Ernesto the whole time.
Yep, Elachian actually survived. It was this whole anyway, but you place Elachian down, and Abby says, well, I'm sorry you lost someone. I don't know where you conjured a dead person from,
From our hearts.
Nose pocket.
but we will be having that service. It's going to be very short. We're all sick of funerals, as you can possibly imagine, but we're going to have one in about an hour, I'd say. We just needed to clean up after the battle, and once everybody's ready, we'll do that. So, yeah, we'll be ready in a little bit. She sort of spins the wheel.
How's the weather? Is it still raining?
It is not raining. It is nice now. Yes, it has cleared up. Quite sunny. The sea has calmed down as you look over the horizon. The sun is blazing in the sky. And all you can see for quite a long while is open ocean right now.
Alright, I can take pile of Elachian bones out of my equipment.
Would any of you four that are here while we wait for tests, would you like to do anything this day as you travel back to Abruxan, to land?
Nothing really for me. I already did the arrow. I guess I would go around the ship with my hammer and see if there's any mending or any carpentry that
There
needs to
are
be
jobs to be done.
Yeah,
The
I'll probably do that.
the ship is made of that extremely hard metal wood. Like it's sort of the two of them combined. If you remember, so the cannons there are like dents more than there are cracks or anything, but people down below like just smash into them and sort of try and get the dents out.
Whack, whack, whack.
And
whack.
it's an interesting experience because you're used to like a wood ship, and this one you literally have to act like it's metal, but it's not entirely metal. It's very weird.
Can I like heat the hull and then try and hammer it? Like,
Make an Arcana check.
ooh, 21.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What it does is it just speeds up a lot of that work, and a lot of the Abby's crew is very thankful that you're here because there are quite a lot of dents. They go through a lot of fights here, and cannon fire and
That's
whatnot.
awesome.
So they are appreciative of your ability to do that and mold the wood metal back into place.
Lilia and Win, Nala got this medallion of thoughts ID'd for us, which is like you can read, use detect thoughts with it. Do you want that on your little mission that you're going on? Because this sounds like it might be helpful.
Yeah.
Because that's like exactly what you're kind of trying to do. Somebody would have to unattune something, but
I would have to unattune probably my disguised person. Charm.
Wait, don't you have the Rond of Fiendish Flame attuned?
I'm not taking that out.
Okay.
The second I take that out is the second I'm gonna get lambasted by some fucking angel.
Okay. I just was thinking this is like exactly the mission you're going on.
I can unequip the.
You don't have to take it if you don't want to. I just wanted to put it out there if you thought it might be helpful.
No, I do think it would be helpful. I would probably have to unattune my disguise, like my symbol of Yaren disguise. But I think I shouldn't really be known here.
No.
And so if I dress up in pirate garb and I actually take the opportunity to put on some makeup or make myself look like I have a scar or something, like, this should be fine.
Well, we have
Or just have Nala use seeming on me for a period of time. But I don't need
Yes, I can do that.
probably cast seeming on all of us. In general.
Of course. Everyone let me know.
Now that we know there's a massive bounty on our heads.
Yes, everyone let me know what you would like to look like, and I can easily do
I
that.
look like a pirate.
Well, what type of pirate?
A shady one.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys being disguised isn't as important as me being disguised.
Well, Nala can just go ahead and cast it on all of us at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I do
That's how it
also
works.
have alter self, but that would require concentration. So if the jig
then
is
just
up,
have
that
Nala do
wouldn't
it.
work for long.
So
Yeah,
as
I
you
mean, we
sort of
ideally shouldn't be fighting. We're
Yeah.
just gonna be walking around the city so she can keep concentration on it.
The only thing I'll be doing is haggling, hopefully, but
Yeah.
So as you sort of go around and fix up the ship, and you have a few more conversations, everybody eventually gathers on the deck to have this funeral, and it begins sort of drizzling again. And Abby sort of looks up in annoyance as she walks over. 3 people grab the bodies. One of them grabs the bag that you've created.
I
He's
will
looking a
ask
little
if
confused.
I can hold it.
Yeah, sure, mate. Hands it over to you. And Abby's like, this past while has sucked. We've lost lots of people. These 2, apparently 3, are the latest sort of casualties in this shitty-ass war. We now give their bodies back to the ocean and to Njord himself to find their way wherever they're going. And hopefully we won't lose too many more. And they walk over to the edge and
I will.
and they splash down into the ocean below.
I'll tap 1 sorcery point and mage hand the bag 60 feet out, and then slowly bring it down into the ocean while saying my goodbye.
Good guy.
You do so. And Abby's like, all right, everybody, good funeral. Back to work.
Can't get any deader.
Oh my gosh. Go up to Kieran. I'm like, see, it wasn't that bad.
I was anticipating it to be.
Shouldn't be laughing. It's a funeral.
Char just awkwardly touches Kieran's bicep and walks away.
Well, I'm glad I remembered his name.
Yeah, I was like, I am sorry that you learned his name only to have him die so quickly.
It's okay. If me and Ernesto ever adopt a baby, I'll name it after him.
Cute.
It won't be able to have my last name because that won't work, but
Lucky and wounded.
That wouldn't work.
Call him
yeah.
Locky for short.
Alaki and Strata.
there. That one.
bad.
That one's okay.
So as the next drizzly amount of time passes to the evening, do you want to do... Does anyone have anything specific to do during the day? Now that Tess is back, if you have anything.
No.
Spells, casts, divinations, sendings, whatever can be done now.
I will, if Char lets me, I will take the Medallion of Thoughts and spend some time
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
here. Yeah, let me get it out
Okay.
of my inventory then.
Yes, so you have the... I believe that's what it's called, Medallion of Thoughts.
Sometimes my D&D Beyond just freezes and I can't do anything for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it called
Okay.
Medallion of Thoughts? Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
Medallion of Thoughts.
Out it.
So
Do
you
we
take
need
this
to-
weird skull thing.
Not just my aesthetic, it's fine.
And then each morning you can add more charges to it. Like when I roll for my Phaleni Arch and my cube, It says a D3. I don't even have a D3.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you can roll it on the internet.
They don't
A
even give
D3
you
is
that
not
option in
a D3 is
Roll20.
not a physically possible die. You would just have to roll it on a random number generator, or you roll a D4 and don't accept 4s.
Oh, that works.
Do we need to reach out to anybody? Should we let...
Do we want to call Nathaniel?
Oh, gosh.
We're trying to figure out where he is.
We could
Let's place
let
bets. Where do we think he
We
is?
could let Johanna know we made it to here in our
Well, where
undertaking.
was that caravan heading?
I'm gonna eventually let Ernesto know that we did do that, too.
Do what?
Lockian.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We can tell him now.
Lockian's at sea.
His pal is at rest.
Okay, so are any messages or anything being sent?
I mean,
This day?
I will send one to Ernesto for sure. Just being like, howdy, hope you're safe. Laid a locking to rest at the sea today. If you need to talk about that, you know where to find me. Sure do love you, he was a good guy.
All right, and he responds, that's good to hear. I think I'll be okay as long as I keep my mind on something else. I have heard word of my ship. I believe that's roughly 25. So.
Probably.
That's exciting.
How great.
Any
Okay.
other requests?
Should we message Johanna just to let her know that first contact went okay?
First contact. Abby's an alien.
Vulcans!
And that like we
contact.
just have to take care of some errands for the queen before
Okay.
any promises can be made.
Yeah. Howdy. Made it to Penchard, okay. Side quests required, but the queen might be in touch at some point.
All right.
Requests required.
Johanna responds, great. Good to know. I may have a little mystery for someone if you come back.
Ooh.
But great on the Abbey front.
A little mystery.
A little mystery. She just peppered that in to it's flirting.
Abby.
She's like,
so
come
maybe,
back.
maybe word of the shadows gotten back to her.
No, Abby is Wynn's brother.
Oh, never mind.
Wynn's
Sorry.
sister.
Sorry.
They do have similar names, though. Without us trying that. I made Ari Travallo, and before Wynn was a thing, because I created her before I even had players for the game.
Ari.
So that's several spell slots. Now my only high enough spell slot to cast sending would be a 6th level, and that feels like a waste.
It feels yucky.
We'll call it. Probably go to sleep.
All right.
So done.
So the rest of the day goes peacefully. You sail back. It begins to get sort of dark out. The night shift people come onto the deck, and you hear some sort of rowdy noises from a from one of the galleys, where they are,
Pirating
playing.
it up.
Pirating it up, indeed.
Well, let's actually go with this one. But they're sitting around and eating and whatnot. There's so many people here. It's like walking into like a cafeteria to go get food. But there are multiple galleys as well, so it's sort of split up between the crew and split up between shifts. But you walk in, there's like a pirate playing a flute on the wall. Or like next to the wall. He's not on the wall. That'd be weird.
I was like, oh my god. They've strung him up and
Onto the
forced him to
wall
play
somehow.
the flute.
Yes. He's actually like hung up by a wedgie and like just made
It's like
to do it.
I watched Tangled again recently, and I just have like an image of like being set on a set of hooks, like in the Viking
Yes.
bar. The Viking bar that's totally not a gay bar. It's absolutely
Yes, totally not a gay bar.
I love. That's my favorite part of the whole movie. Like hands down, no contest.
But there is food available here. It's various fish products as well as other sort of rations. They have decent food because they didn't go far from. You get the feeling that they go on jaunts from Abruxan. They're not like this isn't a huge long voyage where all they're eating is hardtack. So they're eating whatever they brought, which is still pretty good. And you are able to get a space to eat. Abby eventually comes over and sort of joins you with a plate of food on her own. She takes a big bite of like a piece of bread and says, "So how was your peaceful day aboard the ship? Isn't it a nice ship? It's a big ship."
Very nice.
It's huge.
Very
I
impressive.
feel like this is like small cruise ship size.
It is small cruise. Yeah, that's basically what you're thinking. It's not like modern era massive cruise. This should be a little smaller than the Titanic. But Abby's like, yeah, so how'd you enjoy your day? We should be there soon. We'll get there in the morning. We can find you accommodation. There's plenty of room on this ship. There's like rooms, so many rooms. I don't like have enough people specifically directly under me to fit on this ship like the amount that it apparently used back in the war well beforehand.
Always.
Oh man, well, working on the hull of your ship today was very interesting. I've never seen a ship's material made of this kind of, what is this, ironwood or something?
I don't know, actually. Interestingly, the only person who's sort of really looked at it in depth is Madwa. She's the only sort of artificer in Abruxan. She's been looking at the huge gun and also looking at the ship in general because it's all very fascinating. But she says, yeah, she's never seen a material like it. It's like they synthesized it for the boat, though.
It's the same material we took from that boat that was stuck in the side of the mountain,
Yes.
right? That's I have strange metal-infused wooden piece.
Yes, so you have that as well.
Well, this is what it's made out of.
Is Madwa from Penchard Archipelago, or is she from another area of the
Yes,
world?
she's been born and raised. She's a gnomish woman who makes guns, generally.
She's a gnome.
Finally.
Yes, Nala, she's a gnome.
Actually, you know.
There's been confusion in the past.
But yes, she's pretty talented. I mean, her guns have become pretty ubiquitous across Penchard. She pulls out hers and shows it off, and she's got a really nice, like super fancy pistol that she carries around. She also makes these rifles and things that you might see around, and it's all been very exciting. And she's been trying to make basically a prototype, small handheld version of the huge gun, just to see if she can manage the enchantment. Yes, but it's a little dangerous to use, is what we gather. For now, there's some sort of dampening that is a problem. Somehow the huge gun dampens the force of the explosion around it, so that the people using it don't also explode. But the small huge gun that she is creating is less. It doesn't dampen very well. It blows things up, but it also blows you up, which is less than ideal. But she's working on it. Maybe she'll figure it out.
How is Captain Jack? How is he?
Jack, haven't seen him in ages. He went off and joined the challenge.
Oh.
Did we see him in
Wait, isn't he dead?
He's not dead.
He was
You did hear where he was.
Is he in the camp?
Is he in a camp?
He is in the camps.
I bet Nathaniel's in the camp.
Oh god. I don't know if he's strong enough for
Yes, he is.
camps.
He's a strong, independent man.
He was in
He
prison
has
before.
orc blood.
He could do it again.
Sure.
By honor.
When we first met him, he was in prison.
Honorable orc blood. By proxy.
But yes, I haven't seen Jack. He went off and joined the challenge, and then Infa and everything went down.
Hopefully he's okay. I'm gonna remember it. I'm not gonna say it. Like, oh shit.
I would like him back. He was a pretty effective captain, even if he didn't appreciate the whole monarchy thing. But still pretty effective on the seas. Would be useful in a fight. But
Well, when we find him, we'll tell him that that he's missed.
Thank you. That would be good. Just slap him. Tell him to come back.
Well, I also owe Jack a slap from the Silver Lady.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a backlog.
There's a backlog.
I get that. I
I'm
have the
not-
feeling that there's a line of people who need to slap Jack. Why does that feel? Never mind.
Slapjack.
T-bar.
T-bar. Hey, they took their masks off. I'm happy about it. Anyway, more wrestling stuff. But, so, anyway, please enjoy the food. We'll be at Abruxan soon. I'll give you the grand tour when we get there. Win, you will recognize most of it. It's very similar, but there's I think there are a few more people than there were when we were growing up.
Sure.
Many people have turned to the life of piracy, I guess. For all this time.
Well, I know things are better with you in charge.
I like to think so. Apparently other people don't think so, but
We'll
figure
fix
that out. We'll solve it. It'll all be fine. Yes.
Yeehaw.
Anyway, have a lovely evening. I'm going to get drunk in my quarters and
Good plan.
pore over maps. Please enjoy, etc. I already said that. Goodbye. Have a good night. And she
Good
stands
night.
up and walks away, leaving you in the galley.
Cool.
Well,
Doing anything? Or would you like to just sleep?
I think after dinner I would probably go hang out with Credence.
Credence is there.
He's here. Hi.
He's like, well, you find him on the deck. He's like looking out. And as he stands there, he seems to be like looking to above the horizon, like at the sky. I would like you to make a insight check for me.
Okay. 16.
16. He doesn't look so much wistful as much as he's looking for something.
What do you see?
I win. I see. Do you remember back in the day, I was raising this like chick, like a hawk chick.
Yeah, wonder what became of her after you left.
Well, I was hoping we'd formed a bond, and I mean, she might be dead for all accounts. It's a long time, but birds live a while, don't they?
Sure. I think it's
trying
worth
to
trying
sort
to
of-
find her.
Yeah, I'm trying to put out sort of my energy into the world or whatever and see if she comes back, but I haven't seen her. Maybe when we get closer to Abruxan. I want to build my life up again, you know?
Sure.
Become something. I think Abby would kill me if I didn't join the Black Chateau, but I don't know, maybe I
Sure.
could look around for different options and figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you've been gone for a while, and I know you were stuck in one place for a long time, but I think it'll be good to start over.
I think so.
And I don't have a lot of great memories of Abruxan, but I hope you can be happy there.
Yeah, you had sort of a unfortunate circumstance. Extraneous, really. Many of us had a pretty nice time on Abruxan, but most of us didn't have an abusive piece of shit. Forcing us to have a terrible life. I really am sorry I couldn't do anything to save you from that.
No, I appreciate you doing what little you could do.
Still doesn't feel like enough, but you're here now.
Yeah.
Look at you. Adorned in new plate armor.
It's very shiny.
Huge beard. He like touches your beard in sort of an affectionate way. You look amazing, my friend.
Thank you. I mean, You do too. I mean, the wilderness look, it kind of suits you.
I'm glad I'm no longer a giant monster.
As am I.
Hashtag goals.
Anyway, I think I'm still a little bit tired. Did your sister give us accommodations of some sort?
Well, I'm sure
And-
we can find an empty room.
Well, great. And he, like, sort of goes into your ear and says, would you like to join me again?
Sure. Don't go anywhere this time.
Of course not. And he sort of grabs your shoulder and then sort of walks off, expecting you to follow. But he heads down into the deck, or underneath the ship, looking for accommodations. All the rest of you, if you're not doing anything else this evening, you find accommodations. There's so many rooms on this ship, like, you can all have, like, your own room if you wanted it.
Nope.
Even with the 300, there's like 200 people's worth of rooms left.
Yeah. I'll find my own space.
Yeah, we'll all have our own room.
You're either with your own room or more like it's like there's a large section where people sleep and there's just like dividers and you can be so far away from someone it's basically your own room.
Mm-hmm.
Legit. I'll meditate.
Yeah, I'll say a little prayer. You go to sleep.
All right. So you all head to bed. Credence and Wynn, you find an actual bed somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
It, like,
That's
the
all you need to
screen
say.
goes to black and you just hear some noises a la Hades, like a little bit
Yes.
of giggling.
Yes.
A la Hades, I also heard whipping.
Sims.
The Sims.
I was thinking of like God of War. You just focus in on like some piece of pottery and it like shakes and then falls over.
Yes.
Anyway,
Oh,
Lilia.
that looks
Yes.
terrible.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Jam,
Jan's
protect
brought
me.
it.
Protect me, Jam, protect me. Bye! No, don't leave! No!
Have fun with your vision.
You've been abandoned.
you find yourself in a just luxurious. You're like laying on a fainting couch.
Oh, nice.
Huh. It's therapy.
There's like there's like a plate of like fruits and a wine pitcher next to you with a empty glass.
Nice.
Around you is like adorned with like drapery and weird Greek style pillars and stuff. You're like on this nice sort of place, laying there.
Fucked up.
Dionysus walks in. Hey, that's my spot.
And as you sort of look around, you see that you're like in this really peaceful forest and birds are chirping calmly and it's really a perfect, pleasant temperature.
Sounds awful.
And they're coming out of the forest, picking an apple off a tree and taking a huge bite out of it is Johanna, who walks up to you. Hey, babe.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's a good. What are you doing here?
Sorry. She throws the apple. I should really explain instead of just randomly showing up like this. This is a new spell that I figured out. Hi.
Hello. Can I insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a 20. Hold on. 23.
23. It is her. At least a dream version, but her.
Whoa, what? This is. Oh, okay.
She looks down at the ground and a like plush chair appears and she sort of pulls it over and sits down. I wanted a way for us to actually talk. Like more often than 25 words every, 12 months. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I just wasn't expecting this at all. This is what? What spell? How did you figure this out?
Well, we have a large library. Normally I don't really learn spells through learning them like a wizard might, but I intuited it after sort of getting the basics. But basically, if I cast it on myself and go to bed and you happen to be in bed at the same time, I can, well, I'm sort of in a trance right now, and I can appear to you and be a messenger.
So cute. I like sit down next to her on the plush thing.
Oh, yeah. Here, the chair
I don't know
can
how to
grow a
make
little
my
bit,
own,
but I
so
don't
we're
want
gonna
it to
have
grow
to
too much. Well, it is a dream. I think you can just sort of look at stuff, and it's your dream. I'm just hijacking it a bit.
Oh. Actually, this is the first time in a very long time that I've had a dream that hasn't been horrifying. So, excuse me if I'm a little jumpy for the first time.
Well, I'm glad that I could come into a dream that isn't horrible to come message you. So
Yeah, be careful,
apparently,
because sometimes it's various gods trying to message me, and those are always very unsettling.
well, I'm not a unsettling god. I don't think. She sort of touches herself. I don't know what this would do. Touching my, I mean, I would just feel like my. If I were a god, I wouldn't know from that examination. So you made it to Penchard, though?
Well, not exactly. We're still on the ship there, and when we got on the ship, we were immediately attacked. It seems that Morlos's daughter is been attacking this area.
That's a nephew.
Yes, but she wants to have a conversation with the Bone Era and a test of sorts. She seems to be on the fence about what she's doing.
I don't know how much I trust that, but it may be worth a look.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much we trusted either, but she seemed at least relatively genuine when she briefly messaged us.
Well, just obviously be careful and all that.
But that's kind of
right.
what Abby's been dealing with.
Cool. I mentioned to Kieran that I had a bit of a puzzle.
Yeah.
A mystery. So we've been trying to find the people who who escaped from Tertiva. Mm-hmm. And our people there, our scouts that we sent, have sort of been discovering a few things. Unfortunately, I can't. They're like, we found 3 weird images with some words in writing in those mountains. I think they're clues to something, maybe they're hiding out, but we can't figure it out.
Do you know what they are? Can you tell me?
I don't know how much I can tell you in this dream, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know to be prepared for a mystery when you get back. Hopefully we'll find more, and we'll be able to locate our allies up there.
Yeah.
But some of you, any of y'all, read languages that are weird?
I think Nala can. I think she has a spell that allows her to comprehend pretty much everything.
So can win.
Oh, and win too.
All right.
Yeah, so we got folks.
All right, great. Because we have a few, but they're all sort of scattered and not in Marshtown at the moment. So we're getting these sort of images back.
I love reading.
And so we just have to, So that's the news.
Oh, that's exciting.
I don't have much else to. I just wanted to see you, to be honest. That's why I'm here. I'm wasting a 5th level spell to just talk to you.
That's right before you fall asleep, right? So.
Well, I have to sort of be in a trance. It's this whole weird thing. I'm sort of actually aware of my surroundings right now, which is the weirdest part. So I'm sitting
Dual places. It's like astral
very
projection.
still. Basically, except not to the astral plane,
Just to my dream plane.
Just
It's
to your
very
dream.
exciting that we get to see each other without,
Yeah. There's no distractions unless terrible bullshit happens in your dreams. If you have a dream where the world is ending, and I show up in it, I may just skedaddle.
Yeah, you know
may
what?
just have to deal with it.
I might be a little hurt if I don't know that it's not just you running away in my dream. So I
That's
get a little
fair.
angry the next morning, but ultimately that's fine.
I mean, I could stay, and I guess I'm not really here, so I could just stay and go, oh, look out, that meteor's coming, or
I
whatever.
mean, if you really felt like sticking around. Eventually I wouldn't blame you, but I would, like, like when you wake up from, like, a dream in which, like, your partner has cheated on you and you're still angry.
I wonder what happens if you wake up from a dream where I do this, and she's going to kiss you in the dream.
Ooh.
And it feels real to you because it's a dream. And she like backs off and goes, I don't know. I mean, it's a decent facsimile. I think I'll take it. How about you? It's good. It's
think
good for you.
I'm going to wake up very happy and very lonely.
That is sort of the problem with dreams, isn't it?
But I'll take it.
Well, come back to Marshtown then soon.
As soon as I possibly can.
Side quests.
So many
I know
side
you
quests
have to
going
deal
on.
with. I know I'm busy too, dealing with lots of stuff, but
Literally as
Yeah.
quick as we can get this done and we can get back to Marshtown, you best believe I'll be there.
all right. Well, I can't really keep doing this forever because
go
I do
sleep.
need to like really sleep. Yes.
Getting to see you
enjoy
even for
your-
a couple minutes is good enough.
Aw.
Same to you, of course. I already miss you, and have fun in Pirate Village.
Oh boy, it's gonna be an adventure. And I miss
Stay
you.
safe. And she will vanish from your dream up after hugging you close, and then you are left in this sort of weird orchard for the night.
Awesome.
That's an awesome spell.
And then you all wake up.
That's an awesome spell, yeah.
In Vietnam.
Credence turns over to you in. Good morning.
Right?
Well, it was good fun.
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah. No. We should be in Abruxan. And you as you like all wake up, you begin hearing sort of shouts and whatnot from a distance at this point, but like you hear noises of a town in the distance. And he sort of looks at you and goes, well, it seems like we're here.
Yeah, and I know we've got stuff to do, but I'll try to check in and let you know what we're up to.
I don't know exactly how I'm going to experience seeing my old town again,
Sure.
but I'm sort of excited. There's this sort of anxiety, but a nice one, you know? I want to see if our old haunts are there. Pub where we danced.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still around anymore. It wasn't really run very well back then. Maybe it's still there, though.
Sure. Well,
All right.
we'll see. We'll see if I can get one more in before we have to head out.
I hope so. Shall we?
Yeah.
You all get up.
Since the ship's so big, I'm gonna turn on my ring and just speak into it. Morning, everybody. Anyone that wants
Everybody
to
hears that.
anyone
Good
that wants to
morning,
be
Nala.
transformed into a different image, please meet me underneath the deck before we go into the town.
Deal.
You still don't have to bring it up to your but I kind of love it.
No, everyone's still
not
learning
understanding
technology.
technology. Yeah.
Well, it's mostly
She's like
because
the
when I
parent
saw
that writes in all caps.
It's like
For no reason.
Lily, like that message woke up Lily, and Lily just says, not like bringing the ring up to like, Nala, that's very loud.
really, it's mostly when I watched the one shot of the Vari Vineyard, everyone was doing that, and I was like, that's so cool. So I'm just stealing that.
Sure.
But you all wake up hearing that. Lilia, you wake up having that dream in your head. When you had a good night, everybody else had a standard night.
It's okay. Kieran got a good night a couple nights ago, so it's wrenched away from Johanna earlier for the sake of other people's relationships, so I'm fine.
Sorry.
So
But you find your way. Where are you headed? Right.
Yeah,
away
we should meet somewhere and figure out disguise.
Under the deck.
Yeah, I didn't want to be on top of the deck.
Also,
There's plenty of under the deck.
we
so,
should also-
there's also ways off the ship that are under the deck.
We should also let Abby know that we're gonna not look like ourselves, so
Yeah.
she doesn't just think that there are 5 random pirates. on the
Invaders!
ship.
Stowaways! Get them!
Especially because I have no idea. Like, I know that there's like some color coding. I don't know what like clothes should look like, and I don't accidentally want to choose like the wrong color and have it be like.
As you look around,
Yeah.
these are all technically Black Chateau pirates, but there's no uniform.
Okay.
Cool.
It's just like known.
But yeah, I would meet up. I would try and find everybody and
Yeah.
communally ask anybody what they would like their disguise to be.
I want to look like a pirate who would have gone to... and I want to look like an eclectic pirate.
Do you want to remain an elf?
No, I want to be a human.
Okay.
And I want to look like an eclectic pirate. So it makes sense that I'll have all these funky items that are for sale.
I'll make Char look like a female human pirate with like brown hair and just lots of trinkets and just random stuff.
Perfect.
Kind of, you think that she came out of like just a roughage pile or something, but
Char,
just a
the bag
bunch
lady.
of random stuff.
Yes.
A
I
pirate
look
bag
like
lady
that
is good.
person from the labyrinth who shows up
Yeah.
and like starts
Aye,
like putting all that
you
shit.
need this.
Yeah.
They made a reference to that in the last Critical Role episode, funnily enough. At
Really?
the same time.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
all did
Anybody
the voice.
else? Any particular image?
Just because I had this image in my head, I mean, it doesn't have it. Anyways, like same height, same build and everything, but like bright red hair, like absolute ginger, bright green eyes, freckles, and like skin tone not so, sallow. Like
bit
I
of color.
spend some time in the sun without turning into a lobster immediately.
With red hair, that's impressive.
It's a pirate, and then probably like a scar going down
Nice.
this way.
The eye, yeah, sure.
I will bring that image into life.
Kieran and Wynn?
I feel like gunslinger
Disguises?
is close enough to pirate.
Yeah.
I'm probably fine.
You're gonna stay as you walk here into Wounded.
Maybe like
Between
add a
my, like,
mustache or
poncho.
something. Because we are technically wanted for a lot of money.
Yeah, throw on a mustache, I guess.
Throw on a mustache.
I think I'll be like a little bit taller, but I'm already pretty tall, so like just a little. And just make me like bald, pale, bunch of tattoos.
Nice.
6 inches taller and all.
Sure.
Wow.
Wow.
Credence is like,
7 feet tall.
Sorry.
I
And
used to be taller than you.
I'm
know.
gonna.
Whatever.
I'll just.
He like puts his hand through the illusion part of the head. That's weird.
And I'll go down 8 inches and be kind of like. I didn't see any like.
There are Dragonborn. It's an eclectic bunch, if you're wondering.
Okay, I'll go with like a green dragonborn kind of shade.
Cool. All right. So you do that, and then the big, huge slats in the side of the ship are opened up, and the gangplanks are pushed out, because this is like a cruise ship, so you actually board from the side of it, not from the top. And they're all pushed out down. And this ship is like taking up all of this harbor. The entire eastern section of this harbor is taken up by this massive ship that has appeared and like has its own area. I dropped some. Oh, well, but as you walk off the ship and into Abruxan, I'm going to have a break there because I have to pee again.
Perfect.
And then
'cause we gotta heat up some soup.
We will talk about Abruxan.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the announcements for episode 59, session 69. Nice. Of Welcome to the Bone Era. As it has been for the past while, not a huge amount to say. As always, if you want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/CameronOfEsquedavis. All money on that goes directly back into my projects, including this podcast and other music stuff. Mainly this podcast, though. If you like most of the music that's been played on this show, that's tabletopaudio.com. Check out Tim. It's really great stuff. Hope you're enjoying Penchard Archipelago and the nonsense there. This whole arc is really fun, so do enjoy it. As I mentioned last week, we may at some point have to go back to every 2 weeks for releasing these episodes due to play schedules not being as easy during the summer for our group. And if we get too caught up, I don't want to run out of the buffer of episodes that we have. So we may go back to that, but for now and for the next little while, at least, we've got plenty of episodes to keep releasing weekly. So that's all I have to say for today. Enjoy this piratey island of nonsense. All right. So as you exit these, as you exit the Burning Moon and walk into Abruxan, what you see first is this massive harbor. And this harbor is, like, there is a harbor section. But you're trying to sort of make sense of the whole area. And there's no, like, clear distinctions between any sort of section of this city. It's just a lot of houses and shacks and things that have been placed in various places. Like, there aren't really roads so much either. It's just people who wanted to live in a place built a place there, and we're like, that's fine.
Yeah.
The harbor section's obviously a big part of this section, and the harbor itself, as you look out over to the horizon, there's this massive sort of U, or like an O that doesn't quite finish, that wraps around, that creates this actual harbor. And you can see right on the edges of that O, if this makes sense. So you're looking, wraps around, and then there's a place where ships can go in and out. Right on those, like, tips of the O, or of the U, you can see that there's, like, fortifications there with lots of cannons and whatnot, so they can fire into the entrance of the harbor. The other thing you see is right next to and pretty much part of the harbor is what Wynn would know as the Graveyard, which is the most populated district in the city. And it looks like a ship graveyard littering the coast. You can see that each of these massive vessels, like halves of vessels and quarters of vessels and whatnot, have been, like, stuck into the ground, and they look like a bunch of ships that have been run aground all across the coast of this city. But as you sort of walk off onto the actual harbor, the dock section, you see that there are people living in these various parts of the ships. They've been converted into homes and businesses and whatnot. You do see one massive one, too, that sticks out in the middle of the graveyard. And when you would know this as the Ancient Mariner, which is the biggest ship in the graveyard, which is also an inn, and a sort of piratey museum to past Penchard Archipelago stuff.
That'd be cool to check out.
Let me see. Yes, so that's the thing about this city, is like there aren't really districts so much. It's the graveyard and then the rest of it. And the rest of it's just various non-streets. The streets are created just because it's in between buildings, and people sort of build somewhat logically, but there's no street signs, there's no nothing. You just have to sort of know where everything is. You can also, on the port section, you can see the Sovereign Stronghold, this massive sort of hideously yellow building, this rectangular building just sticking up in the middle of the city, and it's very tall. It's like as tall as the Ancient Mariner, so the biggest ship in the graveyard. The Sovereign's stronghold matches its height, but is sort of farther, deeper into the town, deeper into the city. And you can see even from here various sort of cages hanging off and pikes sticking into the air off the top, like the Tower of London. Abby, finishes up stuff on the ship and says, all right, I want double watches. Everyone, make sure this damn ship doesn't get taken or attacked. And if they do, it'll be your heads. All right, friends?
We will keep you posted.
Well, I was going to... All right, yes. I don't know who you are, you scurvy dogs. If you need me, come see me in the stronghold. Yes. Maybe we'll go to the Ancient Mariner later. Or what was that place you really liked, Credence? And Credence looks and goes, well, it's been sort of 12 years. I don't really remember. And she's like, the Bosun's Tricorn. That's the one. It's still round. And it's what you remember as sort of a dance club type, but not like a club. I mean, it's a pub, but with a dance floor. And it's sort of seedy at this point, as she explained. She's like, yes, it's become a little run down, but people still go there. There's usual regulars from many years. But it's a little bit... it's still good. I go there sometimes. It's a little bit seedy, but we're a seedy place. It's a pirate village. Anyway, yes, if you need me, come see me at the Sovereign Stronghold. Win, good luck guiding around this place. I think you'll win. And he's pointing at Kieran. Wait, no, you're Kieran.
I literally
You
don't even look
that much different.
The mustache.
It's remarkable how much
the
that
Clark
changes
Kent
your whole
glasses.
thing.
Oh my god, I'm a new man.
Anyway, it's been a long time. Whatever. Anyway, yes. Good luck, everybody. Please keep me informed. Ta-ta.
I really gotta get a mustache, you guys.
And Credence actually comes up to all of you and says, I'm gonna go look for, a place to I'm gonna stay here, is the goal. So I need to start my whole next steps. So that's what I'm gonna be spending the day doing. Where should we meet in the evening? Because I would like to see all of you.
Probably the inn?
Yeah.
Ancient Mariner? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. I'll see you then in the evening.
All right. Be safe.
And sort of gives Win a hug, and then, all right.
I'll give him a kiss
Here
on
goes.
the cheek.
Aww.
All right. And he sort of smiles and says, all right, well, wish me luck.
Good luck.
And he walks away, but then sort of pauses to sort of take it in, takes a deep breath, and then heads into the city proper again. So you have Abruxan
Yay.
to explore. What would you like to do first?
I guess split up.
Oh, explore it.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go in 2 groups?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
think
we're
so.
gonna try and find an apothecary or something.
Trading area.
Yeah. And
Watch for anything suspicious.
Yeah, every time we go into a building, we'll keep our eyes and ears open just in case. But I think you guys are probably more likely to find something than we will.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well,
All
we'll
right.
all meet back at the pub.
Grand.
Sounds like a plan.
So you all sort of head off, the 2 groups in different directions. Who's looking for what specifically? Let's start with the less dire group. So the 3 of you, Kieran, Shar, and Nala. What would you like to try and find first?
I think the first place is probably an apothecary, right?
Yeah.
'Cause we have
Or any-
ice spider venom and moonflower antidote we can sell.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
Wanna help me,
One of
Nala?
you or one of you with
I will
advantage.
assist.
I'll do it with... Okay.
I'm just along for the ride.
Nice
Okay.
mustache.
That is
You're
a
supervising.
23.
23. Okay. So as you walk around, there's no sort of real logic to this place, unfortunately. So you're sort of trying to make do with that and trying not to ask people. So you're looking around. You find you pass by a few various shops and things. One place you pass by is a place called Madwa's Arms, where
Didn't you want to
the
meet
gun shop.
that person?
Kieran, yeah, would you like to meet that person?
The gun person? They might have some guns you want to look
That's
at.
fair. We could do that.
Let's just stop in there since we passed it.
Okay, you take a little bit of a detour and you head inside Madwa's Arms. Inside, it smells just horrifically like gunpowder, and it's like this acrid, sulfury smell in the air, and you can see it sort of floating a little bit high in the air too. It's not great, probably for your lungs after a while, and it's. Each of the walls are just covered in like rifles, and there's various pistols and things. On the left side, there's on a pedestal is a small cannon, like that looks really fancy. It's got like the ability to load itself by sort of placing a cartridge in, and it's got like a whole placard that says, "The auto-loading cannon." 50,000 gold, and that sort of thing, because it's using technology of a smaller gun, and in my world it went backwards, so the smaller guns were used first, and the larger guns had to figure it out from there. There is currently no one behind the counter, but you do see there's sort of a back room. There's a bell on the counter, and on the back walls there's like various sort of schematics and stuff pinned up to the wall to look like all cool and artificery. And there's a one of those tiny stands of like various crap you can get at convenience stores that has like gum.
Pirates like gum too?
Everybody likes gum.
I wonder if Madwa's here, or if it's just her employees. Should we ring?
the bell.
Bing, bing, bing.
Bing, bing, bing. You ring the bell and you hear, "Come on, fuck!"
Oh no.
And you see a head pop out, and it's like it's a gnomish woman whose hair is like really thinned and is sort of put back as best as she can, but it's quite thin, even for a yeah, she's just got thin hair, thin white hair, and her eyes are like bugging out. And she's got like eyebrow rings, like 4 of them on her right eye, 2 spokes on her left eye. Her nose has one of the ridge piercings and a septum. And her ears are all covered in piercings, and her face has a big tattoo of like a dragon's face that goes down her neck.
So she's dope.
And she's like, "Hey, oh, customers, I suppose. Is that what you are? Sorry, that's not really my customer service voice. Let me give it one more again." And she backs away and then comes back out, and she's like all cheery, but her eyes are still like wide. "Hello there." Comes out, "I'm Madwa of Madwa's Arms. It is wonderful to have you in this premises in my shop. What can I do for you?" And she pulls over sort of a stool, like a step stool that she stands up on and leans over the counter.
Did I ask about that?
What? I can't hear you.
No, nothing. No, go.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Madwa. I'm trying to change my voice to a different Dragonborn. It's a pleasure to meet you, Madwa. We are wondering if we can look at your inventory to see if you have any new firearms.
Well, my inventory is all around you. It's all there, of course.
We're also just gonna ask about
About what?
I'm just staring at her.
about the gun.
Big
I
gun.
thought that was obvious.
Really cool. I want to be her when I grow up.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of guns all around you. There's the rifles on the side I'm rather proud of. Those ones shoot really far distance. I've discovered a technique to make sure that the accuracy is even better. If you spin the bullet through the air, it will hit things of much farther distance. Those ones, they're a bit marked up because it's difficult to do the groove on the inside of the barrel, but does work. The pistols along the side there are my classic Madwa's Arms pistols. Those are very good stuff. Magical ones are on the right. my right, I suppose. Your left. Those ones are a bit more pricey, of course, but various kinds. Most of them just shoot a little better than normal. And then, of course, there's the auto-loading cannon there. Small cannon, but pretty effective. If you stick it at the front of your small little boat, it'll blow someone's face right off, and their dick, as soon as you reload it.
I'll take a look at the enchanted ones, and I'll say, is this the same type of material that Abby is using on her big gun? Is this the exact same thing?
Robbing a bunch of
Captain
fucking...
Abby.
All right.
Classified
Show your
information,
hand there.
just throwing it out.
Make a
This is why I'm like, why do I
make a
have to
persuasion
ask?
check.
I thought,
persuasion
never
check.
mind. I thought you
You're
would
so
know what to say.
charismatic, Noah.
That's fine.
I'm not here.
That's
I can't say
24.
anything.
Like, why do I have to ask?
I thought you knew what you were talking about.
No, I never do. I have the worst skill in the group. Why? 24, though. So.
Why? What do you know?
Well, I was...
We recently were traveling with Captain Abby, and
Got a demonstration.
we're just so thrown by the power of this gun. We've never seen anything like it, and we know it's
It
one
is
of a kind.
quite something.
There's
It is
can't-
indeed
yeah.
one of a kind. If you wouldn't mind closing that door back there, I can show you what I'm working on. You seem trustworthy enough as far as pirates on this damn city go.
Yeah,
We're
gun
really
people.
just in town to do some trading.
Oh, all right. Well, I have to make you promise and swear and pinky promise
Pinky
and all three of
promise.
these things that you will not take this information outside of this room. I have to do a lot of security.
Probably won't understand it, so...
Well, I'm still gonna make you swear and promise and pinky swear.
Super down. Super down to do all of those.
Please do the first two.
We swear and
I
promise. that we
swear
will
and
not.
promise not to tell anybody
Yes.
anything outside of this room.
Cowboy person, do you swear and promise?
Yeah, I swear and promise. Hell yeah.
Swears on his mustache.
And she pinky promises all three of you, and then it's like, all right, wait here. And she goes back in the back.
Maybe she'll
And
give me
what
a
she
discount
comes out
on
with-
a gun.
What she comes out with is this like massive blunderbuss style thing. It's like it's got a front end that extends from a small, maybe about 2 inches to like 10. Yeah, it's basically a cone with a handle on it. And it's got all these sort of intricate spirally runes and whatnot up the sides of it. And she goes shink and cocks it, and it starts sort of glowing.
What?
She holds it up. So this is it. I'm not going to fire it in here because we'd all be dead. But it is pretty exciting, isn't it? The big problem with it is that if I fire it at all, I also go boom. Which is a bit of a... It's not really the
bummer.
ideal method for it, but if any of those angel fuckers appear back in Abruxan again, you'll be sure that I'll fucking blow my own brains out before they fucking take my store, so hey.
Wow, that is a very impressive
We need
firearm.
her on our side.
How did you learn how to do this kind of thing? Just because you've been in gun dealing for a while?
Well, I've been artificing and making other sorts of magical things a lot. You should try the gum. But the,
What does the gum do?
it just makes you a bit more of a smooth talker.
Make, I can't remember now. Did she make my gun?
Your gun would have been, which one? I mean, both of your
Any of
guns.
them?
Yeah, I think
I got
both
rid
of
of
them have been
Yanasia,
made.
but the other two.
Asia.
I don't remember where you got those guns. You got them
The one was
because you
given to
picked
me
them
by
up.
Credence.
Right, and the other ones you picked up from the pirates.
When we
of
killed
Rustbeard?
Rust-
Yeah,
Or
just,
didn't
just
kill
laying,
Rustbeard.
just laying around.
Right, so back at that
And then
point,
Emer
yes.
had
So
a
both of your guns would have been made
worrying time trying to
by
teach me to
her.
handle them.
That's cool.
And
Awesome.
she does actually notice it and says, you are wielding a couple of my creations there. I've been making weapons of various kinds my whole life. My Mima always talked to me about making guns, and making the magical's a whole separate thing, but I've really picked it up and gotten really the hang of it. I'm going to put this back. And she sort of unloads it, but it doesn't really unload. She just does this and it goes... and it lets out all this steam, and she shakes it, and a little bit of dripping like water or something comes out of it, and she goes in the back and places it down and comes back out front. Yes, so I've just been making guns for a while now.
Did Abby
Enchanting and all
commission you to make that giant cannon?
Yes, that's the basic idea. Hopefully we can use it to fight back against the angels and hopefully win this sort of fight. But the big problem with those guys is that they can sort of teleport wherever and attack you when you're sleeping, so I'm always prepared in my shop.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw that gun fight some angels. It was pretty
I've
damn
got another
impressive.
type of gun for staying up. Gum for staying up, and she puts it on
Oh my god.
on the table.
Very proud of the gun.
If you want to try that kind of gun.
Yes, I would definitely like to purchase all the different kinds of gum you have.
Well, I've got two kinds of gum. I've got the gum for staying up. It's got cocaine in it. And I've got the gum for... and the gum for smooth talking, which is magical. It's not just cocaine.
Interesting. Does it? What does it do exactly? The smooth talking gum.
Well, if you are chewing it when you're trying to persuade or deceive, you'll have a little bit of a better chance of making it.
Interesting. How much
people
gum
believe
is in each packet?
Well, each little packet, you buy one at a time, and each one's 5 gold each for those, because they are magically made.
Okay.
And they're single use, but, at any given point, it could be useful.
Okay.
I've found it useful to convince people to pay a little bit more for my goods.
Great. Well, now we know that.
Awesome. I'm gonna buy us all some gum. Wait, so
That seems handy. Before I spend money
Would you
on
like
gum,
some cocaine gum?
I would also
That's a
like
little
to
cheaper.
try some How much is the cocaine gum?
Well, the cocaine gum is one gun gold per pack, and that's 5
I will
sticks.
take 5 cocaine gums,
Great.
and I'll take 10 of the persuasion gum.
All right, so that's 50 gold for 10 uses of persuasion gum.
Okay, I'll give her 5
and-
platinum, if that's okay.
And yeah, I mean,
okay.
and then for each pack, it's 1 gold each, so 5 gold for the cocaine.
Okay.
It's called coca gum.
I love that.
Coca gum? Okay. What should I add these as in my inventory account?
Well, you can add persuasion gum is fine.
Okay,
And you have 10 uses of it, so 10 sticks.
Okay.
And then for the cocaine gum, it's just got coca leaves in it. I mean, it's literally stuff that you would use to climb a mountain, basically.
It's like,
But
okay.
you have each pack has 5 sticks in it.
So, does this mean if we're eating the coca gum, that if we stayed up, we don't get exhausted, or no?
You might be able to fight through exhaustion.
Oh man, that's so cool.
So how can I? So what should I add as the descriptions, or should you just send them to me later? Does that work?
Damn.
I just told you what the
Okay,
descriptions
but
are.
in terms of numbers or added, is it an extra die roll
So you
or
have
something?
5.
Or
It's an advantage. Sorry, it's
Okay.
advantage on a persuasion or deception
Got
check
it, okay.
while chewing the gum once.
advantage on persuasion or deception?
God,
Okay.
I'm gonna be using that cocoa gum when I have to read something in the future.
Not like it's addicted to cocaine.
Yeah, it's gonna
That's the next arc is us trying to get her out of it.
There's an intervention mechanism. It's just no hallucinogenics, not the narcotics.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the coke
At least
gum,
that
is
crush.
that advantage on exhaustion roll, or what does that do exactly?
It's just if you chew it, then you would be able to ignore disadvantage on a roll while you're exhausted.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
That's fucking cool.
I feel like
Okay, great.
I would
I'm just
be
gonna add these
remiss
out.
if I didn't look at her guns.
Okay, you look at her guns. Are you looking for anything specific? There's some really nice actual rifles. So they're long-barreled guns, but they aren't rifled. And then she's got the actual rifles on the other side. And then there are a lot of magical pistols. Most of these are +1 or +2.
I feel like I
basically.
should stick with pistols for the aesthetic.
Hey.
She does have one that looks like the twin of Credence's.
Ooh, cool.
Except that it's fire instead of ice.
Oh, yes. Yeah, totally.
Fancy.
Because I feel like youth is a fire gun, but Yanesia could be an ice gun, so it works still.
Let me
2.0.
That's awesome.
Youth in
Also,
Asia.
I have a lot of money.
I'll look at it.
I'm gonna add 2 more.
We've all got a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm gonna add 2 more perception gum sticks, so that way we can use them to sell our stuff, but still have 10 when we're done.
Smart.
So that's 10 more gold.
So the fire gun is currently priced at 8,000 gold.
Cha-ching.
But it's so badass.
It is.
Can you afford that, Kieran?
And Madwa looks at you looking at it and goes, "Ah, yes. Ah. That is one of my favorite pieces, that one, but it did take a while to create, so the price is, of course, it's what it should be, is what I'm saying. It's priced at a good level, I think."
Right. And what is...
8,000.
I told you,
Oh,
it's 8,000.
And... I mean... That's like a hard 8,000.
You don't know.
I mean, you have the matching one, so maybe she'd be more inclined to sell it to you than someone else.
That's fair. I have the other one.
Ah, interesting. Where did you...
It was a gift.
Last time I saw that gun, it was in the hands of a good friend of mine a long time ago. Where did you get that?
Have a mutual friend, it seems.
What seems to be a mutual friend in the Feywild from an unfortunate fate. It was a gift.
Make a persuasion check.
Yo, she's definitely gonna sell it to you for less
know,
now,
but-
because we saved her friend.
Well, she doesn't know. Credence walks in the bar
I rolled
and
an
signs
18,
randomly.
so it's a dirty 20 with my plus.
Nice.
There we go. Ooh, Warlock coming in.
Increased charisma, you guys. I'm so charismatic.
She goes, "Is Credence back in town then?"
Yes.
Can I insight
Look
check her to make sure that I'm not telling someone that... I feel bad
Go
just
ahead.
giving away his
Yeah.
business. 27.
Ooh, nice.
She has unfinished business with Credence.
Like a,
Whether that is good or bad is not readable on this woman's face. Just that you notice that she has ulterior motive probably.
we traveled together some time ago. I'm not entirely
another
sure where he
persuasion
is right now.
Actually, make a deception check there.
I don't know where he is right now.
There's
Come
so
on,
many
Warlock.
checks happening.
Plus 2, 21.
Yeah, it's Warlock.
Oh my god!
So charismatic.
All right, well, if you ever see him, and just tell him Madwa's looking to. I need to chat with him. If you ever see him, point in my direction, if you would.
Yeah, sometimes I chat with people. Being a cleric and all. I do that.
Great.
Over long distances.
Over long distance.
Great. Anyway, would you like the gun? It would be a perfect match to your.
It would be a perfect match. And in the interest of symmetry and old friends, would you be willing to knock the price down a little bit?
Make a persuasion check.
Do you want some persuasion gum?
I think it's a little
in front of
little.
I know, right?
This be the one.
Would you like to dump the price down?
Probably. Maybe
No,
Maggie sees
It's
through
the
it.
cocaine gum. Don't worry, I
It's
just
less
needed an
good.
extra boost.
What was that?
17.
17.
It's not great.
I'm willing to go down to
Nice.
7,000.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
That's a good chunk of change out
Yeah.
of there.
Just to reunite it with its buddy there.
I have to borrow a little bit of money.
How much do you need?
I would need. Well, I have 5,500,
Oh wow. Okay, so you need
so I would need
1,500.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give Kieran 150 platinum, so they can buy this gun
For the aesthetic.
for the aesthetic.
God, I owe Shar 250 gold.
We're all owing Shar money.
Not I.
Welcome to my life.
The rogue is
Copperville. I'm gonna write this down.
ready to cash in her debts at some point.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm gonna hold this over your head. No, I'm not.
Ooh, also,
That's fine.
I mean, if I'm buying this, since I'm buying it anyway, would you be interested in purchasing this gun? The other one.
Give me just 1 second.
My just regular gun.
No, don't worry about the money, Kieran. It's fine.
Absolutely not. But okay. Every
I know
parent
Nala's
is
not
really
gonna work.
cool about borrowing money from their children.
Just means you get priority on Diamond Resurrection whenever anything goes bad.
I still have
Party.
like my signet ring, which I imagine is some sort of Honderi not trinket,
Hey.
but like legs like.
Are you trying to hawk your family?
No,
heirloom?
I'm not. I'm saying that this ring I have is probably worth more than all the money we have combined. So it's okay.
Find someone wealthy who really likes Hondere.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm never selling this. This is like my legacy right here.
All right, you wanted to sell me that one. May I see it?
Yeah.
Looks it over.
It almost killed a dog once.
Almost.
So
demon dog.
impressive.
Or an angel dog.
I'm willing.
An angel demon.
I'm willing to give you. This doesn't look like it's been used a huge amount, so I think I would be able to give you 100 gold for that.
Cool.
Or I can just sell you that pistol for 6,900. But that's the idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
A trade. Trade in.
All right. Thank you. Just
You
needs a
can
little
take
cleaning.
10 copper back.
You
Or 10
copper.
10 platinum back.
Sure. No,
All
that's
right,
fine.
so you
It's
may
whatever. I
add-
already
you
gave
may
it to
add-
Kieran.
You may add flame tongue pistol to it.
Flame
That's so
tongue.
badass. Oh my god.
Fucking sick.
That's a cool name. Flame tongue.
Both your pistols shine brightly now. Funnily enough.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yes, the flame tongue is like the flame tongue sword or anything, but this is a gun. You use bonus action to speak the magic gun's command word. Flames are up from the handle. It sheds bright light in 40-foot radius, and then deals an extra 2d6 fire damage.
you can see in the dark now.
Yeah, just have your
Kieran.
gun. Just
Now
Kieran
we
with a
all
loaded
can get on
pistol.
dark vision couch. Okay.
There's not enough room on my couch.
Do you know how long this gum
Darn it.
lasts for?
The gum is only one use.
I know, but
so as soon as
You get
an
one.
hour or
You
10
get-
it would be a
minutes?
minute.
A minute? Okay.
Probably enough for like just one check.
It's enough for one check, yeah.
yeah.
You can surreptitiously put gum in your mouth
Yeah.
or make it part of your act or whatever.
Okay.
And then use it. That's the idea.
Neat.
Cool.
So one gun can
Well, pleasure doing
extinguish
business with
flames.
you.
The other one can make flames.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, that's a pretty fancy setup you've got on your holsters there. Anyway, is there anything else, other business that anybody would like to do here?
Not here.
Or can I go continue working on my projects?
You're doing a great
thank you
job.
for-
Keep up the
Thank
good
you
work.
for your time, and we'll keep the information to ourselves. Don't worry.
Please
We
do.
pinky promised, so we have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's by law now. That's pirate code for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, carry on then. Have a good day.
One.
And she goes back in the back.
We just blast.
We're gonna flip over to everybody
Yeah,
else
figured,
because it's been a
figured.
while.
Awesome.
So Lilia and Win, where are you headed?
I'm gonna let Win kind of lead the way as far as like area, because I'm just assuming that he knows better. But
Yes, Win. Most of this looks very similar to you. It's just there's a few more random houses and shacks that have been put up, and what.
But as we're walking along, I'm gonna be kind of watching around and like lip reading where I can to see if there's any information I can glean just as we're exploring.
Okay, make a perception check.
No. Don't fail me now. God fucking damn it, it's a 14.
That's not bad.
14 total? Okay. You see some, like, conversations that are very like, oh, when you shoving off? Oh, tomorrow, I think. There's this big war going on. It's a big problem. Yeah, I know. Those fucking angels, right? And conversations like, oh, we gotta get a drink. I'm so fucking thirsty. And that sort of thing. But nothing as you're walking around in this first section of the day seems incriminating as you're wandering the town.
I think what we should just look for is, like, what would I remember in terms of haunts for some of these other factions?
Haunts, they have... The thing is, a lot of the factions, other than... There's only one other faction that actually takes Abruxan as its, like, main place, and that is the White Ice, led by Shangorn the Dragonborn.
Sure.
So they would be in the harbor. There is a whole ship repair section with Shangorn Ship Repair, and you see this massive area of the harbor is just set up for him and his a place where he makes those things.
Okay.
The
I
other
mean, that would also be
factions.
a place where we could get, like, a ship if we're going around to other parts of Penchard, I would imagine.
Yes, you can also buy ships there. Yes.
Cool.
But the other factions tend to take the other islands. Various other islands is where their bases are.
Okay. Cool.
Penchard's pretty close together, but I mean, it's still like a sail to get various places. Obviously, there are faction members in Abruxan, but like their main bases are
Right, we just have to find them. And is there any, like, for the other factions, and I'm assuming, like, Wynn and I we would have talked about this, are there any, like, clothing identifiers?
There are... Wynn, make an intelligence check to see if you remember how much you remember.
Alright, 13?
13. What you know very well is Black Chateau uses tattoos.
Okay.
Under the ear. Remember, the Black Chateau symbol is under the ear. And as you look around for specifically tattoos, when just both of you make a perception check just to see how well you do, because you remember the tattoo thing.
Oh, thank fucking God. That's 22.
22.
Alright. 17.
17. When you're sort of distracted a bit by looking around at the city that you don't have great memories of, and it's just here now again, and
It's super
you're
weird.
there.
Yeah.
And Lilia, though, you start keeping an eye. Everybody here who belongs to a pirate faction has a tattoo behind their ear.
Gotcha.
Of various kinds. You see one that's like a piece of ivy wrapped in a spiral. You assume that's the red ivy. Just literally a blue dot is the blue
blue
estate.
Yeah.
White ice is an icicle. Green Reavers has like a dagger.
Okay.
And Sanguine Saviors has sort of a prayer symbol with two hands clasped together behind their ear.
Great. So I can at least start pinpointing who's who.
Yes, who's who. There are a few people here who don't have anything. Like they're not
just people.
tatted up, so they're just people who are in Abruxan. But the majority of people here belong to one of the factions. Chateau being the most.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, let's head up Shangarn then.
Okay. You head over down westward in the harbor, down the port, over to Shangorn Ship Repair. And you see a bunch of sailors, like they're fixing a big sailing boat that clearly has huge, like, explosions in the side. Like it's been blasted apart, this ship. And they are slowly sort of peeling the old wood off and bringing new wood on to patch it up and all that. And you see at the sort of side of the building, smoking a huge cigar, is a big silver dragonborn man, probably as taller than Nala, so a really big dude, and he's buff, and he's wearing all this piratey garb with like a sleeveless shirt, but then like billowy pants and big boots and whatnot, and he's wearing a hat but like a piratey sort of tricorn, but the horns like go through it and go back behind.
Really
And he's
cool.
got sort of tendrils that come down that look almost like a beard, but it's like reptile tendrils, not actually hair.
Shit.
Neat.
And he takes a puff at it and goes, "Yes, that's what you need. You need to bring those woods over to that ship. And if those woods don't work, then I don't know what to tell you. We'll just scuttle the damn thing and get it for parts." Hello there. Waves over to all of you. You seem to be coming up to me with some sort of amount of importance. What can I do for you here at Shangorn Ship Repair? I'm Shangorn. What's up?
Well, we're back in town. We are sort of getting our bearings still, but looking to maybe see about joining a new crew. Wanted to
Joining
see
the crew.
what your openings were.
My openings. You want to fix boats, or do you want to go fight the angels? Or kill, I suppose, merchants and shit, but that's not happening so much anymore, is it?
Are there any groups that aren't fighting angels at the moment?
Work is work.
There are groups that are conscientious objectors in as much as they're lazy bastards. And there are people who want to join the fuckers, which seems like a weird idea to me.
Well, we definitely don't want...
But...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I don't want that. I agree. There are groups, lots of them, and he points back at the port, and you see, like, there's just a bunch of, like, people tossing balls back and forth and stuff. Like, there's a lot of pirates who are not in the fight, that are just sort of lazing around right now here in Abruxan. And he sort of scoffs at him, spits on the ground. I've been fixing the boats for the people coming back from these fights for ages now. Those... they're nothing like by the pirates that they could be anymore. These bastards need to get their shit together and grow some balls.
Yeah, sure seems like it. So if we're looking to join a crew and specifically to fight the angels, who should we avoid?
Well, it's either the Black Chateau with the Queen and all that, or you find a specific captain of any of the other factions who's actually going out there. The reason I mention that, really, is because we, of the White Ice, don't really fight. We fix.
Right.
But there are captains amongst each of the factions who are willing to fight. There's not such a hard-line hierarchy here. It's just dependent on charisma.
That's
Sure.
fair.
So you're fixing a lot of chateau ships then?
Lots of Chateau ships, yes. I've been fixing a few Reaver ships too. The Claw's been clawing it up to the west around here for a long while. I haven't seen Blue Eye Berry or Cynthia Pearltooth in a while. So either they're doing damn well and don't need their ships repaired, or they don't really feel the war thing.
Well, it's good to know as we're looking for a bit of work to fight some angels ourselves.
Well, I'd appreciate that. This threat, of course, threatens our entire way of life. We can't be pirates if there's not normal life going on, you know?
Can't fight merchants if there's no merchants.
Exactly. If everything's going to this war effort, shit, what are we gonna have? We're not stealing from poor people who need the help. That seems terrible. I mean, some people would. Blue Eye would. Cynthia would. Black Chateau tends to frown upon that practice, but there's not that much they can do.
Well, good to know. Thank you for the information, and we will be in touch.
You looking for a crew, or you're joining a crew? You want a
looking
ship?
for work. Work is work.
Although, if we were to form, and to gather our own crew, would we be able to, procure a ship?
Yeah, we've got a few here if you want me to. And he stands up.
I'd love to take a look.
Sure.
Always like showing off the ships, and his cigar's gotten down to nothing. And he sort of chucks it into the ocean, and then... All right, Come with me, I've got a few interesting buys. And he leads you over. There's a sort of section with 3 ships. One of them is a sailing ship, so the size of Ernesto's boat, and it's pretty nice. I mean, it's similar to Ernesto's in many ways, in as much as it seems like it's been used for a long time. This one's been fixed up really well. So clearly they are good at their jobs. You can see the wounds, but the nice new sections are very well done. And whatnot. And he says, well, I don't know how big a crew you would look to get, but this is called the Flameborough. You can see the sort of red stripe down the side. It goes all the way around it. I suppose that's their way of showing that it's flame. I don't know. I don't name these ships. We just take them and sell them. The Flameborough, it's a standard sailing boat that'll run you roughly 10,000 gold pieces for a full sailing boat, but you would need, 50 people to crew it, which is, I don't know, if you're just looking for a crew, I'm sure you could hire some of those landlubbers over there. I call them that as a derogative term because they haven't gone out.
We would prefer having people who actually want to work and not just...
I bet you could convince them if you go rob some merchants, but where are you going to get merchants? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so if you're looking for a smaller sort of vessel, we have a couple of them here. We've got this one, and you look at this smaller vessel, probably both of these vessels sitting next to each other are about 60 by 20. These are both keel boats. This one on the right here, it's called the Ocean Way, and you look at this one, and it's just in, peak condition. It's barely been on the ocean. It's almost like they took over a ship and took the ship that was, it was carrying this ship. That's how much it doesn't look like it's really been in the ocean very much, but it's this super fancy white sides and, black railings and whatnot. It's very nice. And he says, well, that one is called the Ocean Way, and it's the inside is even more beautiful than the outside. It's a leisure vessel if I've ever seen one. That would run you about 4,000 gold pieces. Yeah, the upcharge of about 1,000 for a keel boat because it is so nicely accoutramented. And then there's this one, and he points at this other one. It's got some yellowness on the side, like paint that's come off. This one's the Sunflower, and you see on the right side, he points out, it's got a side that's been removed, but clearly they're ready to patch it up. They've got the wood sitting on the deck. That one needs fixing, but we were waiting for someone who needed a keel boat before we'd fix it, because otherwise we've got ships that are coming back from the fight to fix. Priorities. But if you buy it for 3,000 gold pieces, I'd say we would fix it up for you in a few hours, maybe 6-7 hours, and you'd have this ship. What's great about a keel boat is you only need one person, really, who knows what they're doing, and you can make it go across the ocean.
As nice as the other keel boat is, I think if we end up getting our own boat, we should go with the Sunflower. We don't need a fancy thing, and the likeliness that we're gonna get attacked is so high. I don't want to I don't want to scuff up a brand new fancy boat.
Both of these keel boats come with a ballista on the front, just in case of such terrible thing, and there are oars down below in case there's no wind.
Great.
Yeah. So these are your options if you ever need a boat. We always get in new stock, or we used to get new stock much more often. Unfortunately, the Molossian vessels aren't really gettable. Yes. When you defeat them in battle, they no longer are corporeal and they sort of vanish, which makes things a little more challenging for my business. But,
Well, great. We have to go. We should probably reconnect with the rest of our partial crew that we have together at this point.
Sure.
Then we'll be back about those cigar. Boats.
Yes, and, absolutely.
Lights a match and great. Well, good luck to you. It's a rough old town, Abruxan, but if you walk with the confidence you're showing, you'll be fine around here.
See you around.
Yeah. And he goes back and sits down at the side.
So, and I kind of turn to Wynn and quietly go, so we're gonna take a look at the blue-eyed bastards and the pearl tongue, whatever.
And the red ivy, yeah.
What?
Yes. We're gonna That would be a good place to start. Track down their leaders, see what their game is.
Yeah. So basically, the blue-eyed halfling and then Abby's old friend. Or not friend. Frenemy. Abby's old frenemy.
Frenemy, yeah. Sounds good.
And as we're walking, I am just going to keep an eye out for conversations with the people that I see the tattoos for either one of those factions.
Cool. So we'll come back to that. Back to the other people.
Yay.
You're still looking for, like, an apothecary. You do eventually find one. It is sort of hidden nearby the Sovereign Stronghold. There's a sort of black shack. It looks like a one-room shack. It smells pungent. From the, like, outside, you can smell this sort of mossy earth plus, like, weird other noxious smells. And you're like, that's an apothecary. Plus, there are, like, bottles hanging in the window and all this stuff. Everything's super dusty.
I'm gonna give my ice vial to, since you're already covered in, like, a bunch of trinkets, you look like someone that's got something to sell.
We're gonna go in.
So
yeah.
you head inside. And inside, you see a hunched over a cauldron and sort of stirring, a small cauldron and sort of stirring, and then sniffing, and then stirring some more, and taps the edge of the cauldron with the spoon and sets it down. And he's like, yes, it is good. Oh, customers. And you see a dark elf who's super hunched and old, like an old drow, turns to you and says, customers, can I help you?
Perhaps. Are you in the business or interest of purchasing perhaps some rare and unusual potion components?
He leans forward over the sort of table that he's at. Rare and unusual, you say?
I do say.
I might be interested in that.
I'm gonna go pull them out of my bag, and I'm also gonna pop that persuasion gum while I'm at it. So now
you just casually take some gum.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna put the one bottle of the ice spider venom and one bottle of the moonflower tincture.
And he, like, snatches them up.
Yeah.
Opens the ice spider venom. Yes. Spider venom.
Yes,
Cold on my nostrils. Ice spiders of the frozen forest, yes.
Cute.
Snatches the other one. Pleasant. Wonderful. Antidote style. Moonflowers around Mirefall. New Vale Mountains, yes.
this guy is great.
Wow.
And we have...
Is he a bloodhound?
I was gonna say, I'm standing next to the door. I hate this guy. And Kieran's not about it.
Very impressed.
Yeah. There are more. We have more of both of these if you are
How many do you have? I would be absolutely wanting to
What
purchase
is your
all of them.
interest in these so far?
Oh, well, ice spider venom, this can be used for creating a specific type of poison, you see. It infects one's heart and makes it freeze. All empathy goes out of a person for a day. Very useful as a pirate. Ooh. And this, obviously, is the best antidote in the world. Always very useful in my particular line of work. So, highly interested.
Yes.
Ice spider venom, very difficult to get. As is this. I won't ask how you came by it. Most pirates don't come by these sort of things. But I would give you probably 50 gold for the ice spider venom, each vial. And 35 for the moonflowers.
35 gold for the moonflowers?
Each vial, yes.
Okay, well, I don't know if you understand how hard moonflower antidote is to get, so I'm gonna take both of them back from him, first of all. I'll say, this ice spider, 50 gold, perhaps, but considering I have two, I would accept 150 for both of these.
Make a persuasion check.
Advantage, because I took the thing.
Persuade you, why don't you?
Okay,
Yay!
that's a 19, so, yeah.
125.
Done. Okay, so I'll do that for the ice spider venom.
He takes them and sort of opens a drawer really
Yeah.
fast and slips them in. You see in there's like a bunch of different
Yeah.
bottles, not labeled at all.
Yeah.
Like nothing is labeled in the
Yeah.
shop at all. He just seems to be a bloodhound. He like knows exactly what it is, everything by smell. He like smells inside.
Yeah.
He smells inside the drawer and then like places them in a certain spot and closes the drawer again.
So yeah, this moonflower antidote, we came in here because this looked like a serious apothecary and you looked like a serious guy. So 35 gold for moonflower antidote, I think is incredibly insulting and low. I would take 500 for this gold for this vial of moonflower antidote. Minimum.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Not with advantage, you already used
Oh shit. Okay, well that's fine. So that's persuasion. So that's just 25 for that one.
500 is daylight robbery. But I would agree that I was shortchanging you a bit. You have to play the game a little bit, don't you?
I respect that.
Moonflowers are difficult to find, especially nowadays. How many do you have of them? Or are you only selling one?
Well, if you make me a reasonable offer, I'd be willing to sell you 2 of them.
And he looks sort of in another drawer, which has money in it, basically. It's just his money drawer.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to smell that one. Closes it and says, all right, 300 gold each.
Okay. 350 each and you have a deal.
$350. All right.
Great. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. So that's
700.
hell yeah.
The first bartering that's happened in this game.
I know.
Yay, finally.
It only took us to get to a pirate village to finally do it.
Awesome.
We have,
We're
you go to the pirates, you be
we're
pirates.
straight up with honest merchants.
Okay, and I will give
we
Nala
totally get
her
it. They're going through some like
63 gold for her ice spider.
Fuck yeah.
You are not broke anymore.
Not as
How many vials are you selling?
2 ice spider, 2 moonflower.
Okay, so 350 times 2, whatever
Yeah,
that is.
that's 700, I think.
For
Hell yeah.
that.
I can
He hands it over and then takes the moonflower and he like looks around and then sticks it in sort of a shelf behind a couple other things.
Nice.
Is there anything you would like to purchase while you're here?
Yeah, we'll look around
seem
and see if they have anything
fine
interesting.
businessman.
Any interesting potions? I don't really need any healing potions right now because I can heal people and you have a couple.
Potion, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I usually just need 1 potion to help myself or someone else.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, do they have anything
Make
interesting looking?
an investigation check because nothing is labeled.
Okay.
But you are able to find things because you have some herbalism.
19.
19.
Yeah.
All right. So you look around. There's a few things, various liquids. After a while, it takes a while with the 19, but you do sort of get that there is an organizational method to this shop. Various like mundane stuff is on one side of the room. And magical stuff is on the other, which you quickly deduce. But then deducing like the values are the values of each of the things is what's challenging. It seems mixed up for a while, but then you're like, wait, so that looks like a basic potion of healing, and that looks like something exciting, and it's clearly like raised in value as you go across the thing. And he seems to have pretty much every potion one could possibly imagine. And he sees you sort of looking over them and goes, yes, I have been working for a while. We have potions of healing. Many of them, normal ones, the superiors on this end. We also have things like this, and he grabs it. This is a potion of growth, makes you grow. This potion of fire breath makes you breathe fire. This potion of flying can make you fly around for a while. Lots of options. Feel free to smell anything. If you need to breathe water, we've got a whole shelf of those because pirates tend to sometimes fall off ships. Very useful.
Hang on, we're looking at a potion list.
This dude is just a very good apothecary and magical apothecary.
That's funny.
Potion of animal friendship.
That's a weird one.
What's
Those do
filter of
exist.
love? What's this? Oh, why would you? Okay, no. Sorry, there's so many.
There's so
No
many
worries.
potions here.
I don't know.
Well, while
Does he
you're
have a
thinking,
potion of invisibility?
I do
How
have
much
a few
is that?
I have a 2 potions of invisibility. Each one would be 200 gold.
Okay. What's longevity?
The
makes
potion of
you
longevity.
younger?
There is one potion of longevity. It is in a glass case.
Yeah.
On the side here.
It just
It's
makes you
extremely
younger.
rare. and that actually is the only thing labeled, and it says in a scrawled sort of post-it, basically 10k.
Yeah. That's crazy. Whoa. That's crazy. Sorry, there's so many. I don't even know.
This shelf
So
is
while
just...
you're thinking
Yeah,
about
thank you.
that,
Please come back to us. Yeah.
we'll go back to Kieran. Are you doing anything while this is happening?
Keeping a lookout, I guess.
Okay, make a perception check.
Ooh.
I'm okay with those, I guess. Well, 14.
14. Sure looks like a pirate town.
Oh yeah, pirating.
Yeah, there are people passing by. You look
I
up
like tip my hat at a couple.
at the Sovereign Stronghold and see Coster Lore, the turtle, in a cage, like 200 feet in the air, swinging sort of in the breeze. But that's like, and you see other pikes on pikes next to Coster is like other members of his crew on pikes, like the heads of like surrounding him. Not like the main members, but like other just people you remember fighting. It's pirate law.
Okay. Does he have a potion of invulnerability? And if so, how much is it?
Yes, I do have one of those. That would be 4,000 gold for it.
Yeah. No.
Maybe just the invisibility.
We'll just take one potion of invisibility.
All right, that is 200 gold.
Okay. I mean, would you take 150 for it? Because I kind of helped you out a lot today.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on, Char.
Yeah. 18.
160.
Done.
All right, you buy a potion of invisibility.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Meanwhile, back in the other side of the city, Lilia and Wynn, where are you headed? Oh, right. Lilia's keeping an eye out for the things. So make a new perception check this time because you're specifically looking for certain people.
God. I got a
Wynn, you can help.
Yes.
Roll with advantage. Test.
Ah, there we go.
Go. Come on.
That was even worse. I can't roll a perception to save my life. The highest I got was a 12.
A 12. All right. So what you see
My
is
passive perception.
Yeah.
no, because you're
I
actively looking for something.
I know. I just wish it could help.
If you were passing by and an explosion happened in the distance, you would notice that, but you are looking for specific things. So what happens is you hear, the only thing you hear is, "Oi, mate." Yeah? Just from some two dudes. You going to the bosun's tonight? Yeah. You gonna play poker? Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna sing like you did last night? Yeah. And then they sort of walk off.
Just like
And that's the only thing that happens in the next hour or so as you're watching.
Absolutely riveting.
No!
Not funny.
Not funny! Sorry. Just watch that again. It's funny.
Well,
So that's what you catch there, unfortunately, with that perception check. Is
Should
there
we
anywhere
go
you would
shopping?
like to try? Or, if you would like to do anything else.
I mean, we agreed that we were meeting up at the inn, and we have a little bit of time before then. Do we want to check out that seedy bar? Just to see? D?
Sure. Sure.
Because, I don't know, if we're not doing anything else, we might as well get a drink, right? Like, we're at a pirate town. What else are we supposed to do in the afternoon?
Yeah. Maybe we'll find some seedy cactus in this seedy place.
I would hope so. I am, quite frankly, the last conversation I overheard was astoundingly dull.
Sure.
I thought a pirate town would be a little
get a
more,
drink.
you know. Apparently I'm just only honing in on the people doing normal things.
It's unusual in our line of work.
All right. So luckily, Win knows exactly where the bosun's tricorn is, and you head there, on the eastern side of the city. You head over and you hear some tavern music. Back to the same tavern music track that I always use because it's all I got. For now. And you hear the music coming from the inside. They're already doing stuff. And you sort of look through the window before you head in. This building is... It looks a bit run down. Like, it's just a bar that's been there a long time. It's been sort of battered by the wind. The sign out front is waving in the wind, and you can barely read it at this point. Like, nobody's done any upkeep on the sign. Everybody just knows it's the Bosun's Tricorn. Like, that's the kind of bar it is. And looking through the window, you see that there is one old man sort of dancing by himself in the center of the bar, or in the center of the sort of dance floor area in the middle of the pub. And along the wall, there is a long L-shaped bar and some tables that wrap around the dance area. You head inside, and it's like the immediate smell of sort of old shitty bar hits you. When this is not
like
the bar
style.
you remember so
No.
much, it has become a bit of a dive over the years.
Sure.
It used to be much nicer, but interestingly, when you see a man you recognize, a sort of really old at this point dwarf guy, who you would have known back when you were younger.
Well, I probably shouldn't draw attention to myself if I'm disguised.
Yeah, but this is a man named Tharcum Drunkflight.
Wow.
Delightful.
I wonder what he does.
Drunkflight wasn't his original name, but that's what he goes by now. And he is in his cups like mad in the corner of this bar. But he was there like back when he was a regular back when you went to this pub, this place.
Cool.
Inside, you see at the bar a innkeep just a bartender is wiping down the bar itself and sees you come in, doesn't even like really acknowledge you, just looks up and then looks back down, wipes some more on the pub. The only people in this bar right now are the innkeeper, the man dancing in the center, Tharcum Drunkflight, you two, and then two younger people, a woman and a man, seated over underneath like the staircase. There's like one table underneath the staircase that heads up, and they seem to be sort of talking close to each other, like really close.
Can we get some ale?
Hey, ale? Yeah? I mean, you'd have to come over to the bar to order it.
Well,
He
alright
looks down,
then.
wipes the bar somewhere.
Seems
Alright.
reasonable.
I'll go to the bar then.
I'll follow.
Hey? You follow?
Yeah. Give me just a second.
Hey? What you want then? Do you want some ale? Well, we've got
Please.
some types here. We've got good ale, we've got decent ale, and we've got Bletcher Blasted ale.
Good ale.
What you want? Good ale?
Yes.
Oh, you're not from around here, are you? And pours a thing of ale, slams it in front of you. That'll be a silver. You, ma'am? What's you want?
Ale for me too would be great.
Good ale? Okay ale? Or get you blasted ale?
Good ale?
Good ale? Not from around here, are you? And pours the good ale and slams it down. That'll be a silver.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not a problem.
Thanks for the money. Enjoy your good ale, weirdos. Wipes the table again.
Oh my goodness.
Well, alright.
This wasn't.
Not like the old days.
What was it like in the old days?
Not like that.
Not like this. A bit more lively than... Well, not than it is
I mean,
now.
it is like 2 PM. It might change
True.
as the day goes on. Yeah,
True.
this is quite sad though. I haven't been to a bar this deserted in quite some time. Even though the couple over and like by the staircase is like talking quietly, can I make out any
Make an
of
insight check. Make an insight check first.
Thank you. I like getting to make insight checks. Oh, of course I get a good roll now. That's a 27.
Nice.
27. They are not a couple.
Oh.
But they are speaking in hushed and dramatic voices. Make a perception check if you want to try and hear it from where you're at. You find like a table relatively nearby.
Sure.
Why? That's a 15.
15, you can't hear them from here. You catch just from like glancing
And I can't, like,
doing
lip read
the
from where I'm
lip
at?
reading thing. That's yeah. So you can lip read one side, and you see. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't care what she says. Honestly, it just fucking sounds stupid. All right, fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. Sorry, there's people.
I would then, as I'm like talking, I mean, I'm assuming like Wynn and I are still kind of like chit-chatting with one another.
Talking about the old days of the pub. or
I
whatever.
will
Yeah, old
use
days.
the detect thoughts medallion
Okay.
on the guy that's saying that he doesn't want to do it.
All right. Let me look up that specific.
I should be close
spell
enough,
save.
right?
13. Yeah, you're
It
close.
says a 13, but does it not match my...
No, it doesn't for this
that
item. No, this
sucks.
is specific to the item. He rolled terribly.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah.
So you detect his thoughts, and the surface level thoughts you get are, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, I'm so scared, but I can't go against Cynthia.
Ooh.
And the next thought, if you want to probe deeper,
Probe.
which you can do,
What?
let's see how that specifically says.
Oh, you just don't like that word.
Get in there.
Right, they make another save if you want to
I
probe,
would like to
or
make
that's
another
what you can either.
They don't...
Okay.
Oh, either way, the target knows.
If you're probing deeper.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
You shift your attention to another creature's thoughts.
Does the creature just know that its thoughts are being probed, or that I am the one probing them?
That you are probing into its mind. I feel like it wouldn't know it was you, except it might suspect because you're the only new people in the room. But I don't think he'd know specifically. He'd just know something's probing into his mind.
Okay. I want to probe deeper, but I really don't. I will probe deeper. Just
Okay.
fuck it.
As you probe, you sort of focus using this medallion and probe deeper into his head. And you get... let's see.
Tell us your backstory.
Insight into its reasoning. So you get sort of a feeling of just abject terror about Cynthia Pearltooth from this guy. And you get a sense of overwhelming worry about the next couple of days.
Okay.
And he snaps out of it and sort of goes, "Ah, man, I think something's going to my head," is what you lip read as you sort of look away.
And I switch. I just disappear that.
Okay.
And I continue just casually talking with Wynn about the old days. So is this like a dance hall?
The oldest. Well, at one point it was. I mean, I see one person dancing.
The old guy's like just going back and forth, feeling his body.
Oh, I
He's
feel
really
like I
in
shouldn't
it.
be watching that.
No, but this used to be a good place for a party.
I mean, it might still be. Do we want to try to get the gang and come back this evening? Just to kind of...
Maybe?
I feel like this would be, like, dive bars are really fun when you have, like, a group of people with, like, or, like, when they're busy and
Sure.
even if they're, a little shitty, they're still fun.
Sure.
It's been a while since I've been to a shit bar, though. God, everything is sticky.
Hey, man.
Yeah. You get used
I,
to
like,
it.
slightly prestidigitize the area, like, right where my hands go on the bar.
The beer, by the way, is mediocre.
That makes sense.
Good ale. Good.
Yeah. So, are we supposed to get shit faced beer next time? Is that like I don't know what that tastes like? Does it
Maybe.
taste like tar or like burning rubber? I don't know how an ale would be that strong. All right. Anyways, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Anyways.
Anything else for everybody before you all meet back up at the other end this day?
Is there anything else we want to look for to buy?
I guess, would we have heard anything throughout our day? Like,
Make a perception check.
All of us?
yeah, since we all were just walking
Sure.
around.
19. Wait, no, I lied. 22.
8.
23.
23.
See
All right.
nothing.
So Kieran, Shar, what actually happens with you is you feel like you've been listening pretty well, but there's like a buzzing that appears in your ears, and you can't exactly hear as well as you
You're
could.
right. I gotta figure out what that's about.
Kieran, though. Kieran, you overhear as they're pouring over potions for like a long time. You see a like kid appear around a building and then rush across, knock really hastily on a door. A guy opens it up, and 23. With that 23, you would see they have a blue dot on their ear.
Uh-oh.
And you see this kid who has a red ivy under his ear hand a note to this other pirate, and they're looking really shady. And the person with the blue dot looks over at you and says, "Get out of here," to the kid. And the kid sort of says, "Sorry," and runs off. And the blue dot person sort of looks at you, glares a bit, and slams the door.
Awkward.
Uh-oh.
Very sus.
Super sus.
But I don't
Scratch your
know
mustache.
that that's who we're looking for yet, so.
I mean, yeah.
But it's something.
That's
it's
true.
something.
Do you tell us that you saw that?
I would probably...
Yeah, you guys come out of the shop.
Suspicious occurrences happening in front of the Circle K.
Uh-oh.
Casual.
By the way, this shop, I forgot to tell you the name of the apothecary. It's called the Underhearth.
The Underhearth. Cool.
Circle K.
I want to remember that.
I would probably be like, we should see probably soon what they've come up with.
Do you think we should head back to head to the inn?
Yeah, I've noticed some suspiciousness, but I don't have any context.
Oh, good for you. I haven't noticed
I feel
anything
like Wynn
today.
is the only one that's gonna know anything. It might not even be that suspicious. I don't know anything about pirate groups.
How about you, Shar? Did you see or hear anything interesting today?
I mean, I feel like I was paying attention. There's something wrong with my ears. Like, Kieran, I know you're not like an ear doctor, but do you think you could look at them later and see if you can figure anything out? Because I don't know what's wrong with me.
Tinnitus.
Maybe. I mean, you haven't really been
Can
shooting
you
your
make
gun
a-
near my ear or anything.
Well, except for that
Make a
one
medicine check, Kieran. Oh, we're
yeah.
still on tavern music.
I rolled a plus 10. Ooh, 21.
Such a
Because that 11 didn't feel like a good roll, but it was okay.
What'd you
11,
roll?
but I have a plus 10. So it was 21.
Okay, 21. So you look at Char's ears, you do some sort of tests, snapping different and sound levels and whatnot, and Char does not seem to have anything specifically wrong with her ears.
Sometimes when people at work tell me they think their dog is going deaf, we bang a bowl, 2 metal bowls together next to the dog, and if it flinches,
It's fine.
you can hear.
It just doesn't want to listen to you. Yeah.
Okay, well,
It's very funny when you do it and they don't move. And you're like, well, yep, he's deaf. I just rolled something. Nature check, fun.
What's the nature of Char's here?
The accidental nature check shows you that there's not much grass here. It's very
Rolled a
dirty.
5, so yeah, that's about what I got.
No grass. No grass.
There's a bit of grass like randomly
Island.
poking out, but it's mostly
Okay.
Pirate dirt island.
well, maybe I should see a specialist.
I guess
Yeah,
we'll
we could-
like eventually.
Is there an
Is there a doctor? Like,
Is there a doctor on the pirate island?
Or, like-
Make an investigation check.
I don't know what's wrong
Or
with me.
ENT on the pirate isle.
Yes.
Do you-
Oh, wow, that's really good. What did you say? Investigation?
Yeah.
That's a 26.
Jesus.
All right, 26. You immediately find that there is a clinic
Okay.
for
Ears, nose,
wounded
and
people.
throats.
There are a few people like being brought in and out. A wounded person smoking like a huge pipe outside. He's like got his leg blown off, and he's just like sitting there with like bandages all over himself, and like clearly they need to be changed, but he's still like smoking this huge pipe outside the front, and he looks at you and goes, "Eh," and you're like, "All right." But there is a doctor. It says the doctor is in on the front in sort of scrawled handwriting.
Well, Char.
Do you guys think this
Are we
looks
going in?
legit?
The doctor is in, it says, so.
I mean,
It's worth a shot, I
I'm
guess.
just a cleric, and
Who's your carrier?
I mean, I don't know what they would be able to tell me that Kieran isn't able to, but
I mean, they know real medicine. So
Oh.
probably like a lot more.
okay. Okay,
I
I'll
just
go inside.
pray the sick away.
You head inside and you go into this really compact sort of lobby, and behind a glass door, a glass wall, is a very stressed-looking receptionist who's like a young human woman. She's probably like 16, actually, who's like scribbling down, talking to somebody, and going, "Yeah. Here's your bill." Oh, fucking God! We'll be with you in just a second. If you could sit right there, we'll get you. The doctor will be right out. Ignore any screaming. And she heads back into the back. As the person she was helping grabs the piece of paper and goes, "This is fucking bullshit," and walks out of the room. And then you hear, "Ah, fuck! Fuck!"
Oh my
I wonder
god.
what the never of Googling your symptoms.
Yeah, seriously.
Where's the redhead
Char, do you really think this?
I'm not sure.
And then as you're sort of standing there hearing this, out of the room comes the receptionist again, wiping her hands off with a cloth, puts it down, washes it in a basin next to her, and says, "All right, well, what can we help you with? Doctor should be up very soon."
I can't hear great. There's like this buzzing in my ears.
Can't hear great. You fire a lot of cannons in your life, lass?
No.
All right, that's weird. All right. Well, one sec. I'll call you in just a moment.
You think
And goes
it's like
back
a
again.
curse or something? Wait, oh my god. I could cast Greater Restoration on myself.
You do have that capability.
Maybe I should just try that.
We're sitting in the waiting room.
Sitting in the waiting room.
Kieran's like, this cost me so much money to do the same thing. This is so not cool.
I like this is kind of like we're trying to put it off.
But out as you're like contemplating this, the receptionist comes out and says, "All right, well, doctor's ready for you. Yeah, I mean, he can Slebna can check out your ears and whatnot, and we'll figure it all out, and it'll be done in a jiff, and for cheap prices too. Ignore that guy; he was just a." Anyway, we're ready. So if you want to come back, and she goes and sits in her receptionist chair and leaves the door
Should we
open.
go back or
Do it. Let's do it.
Okay,
I mean, if it sounds crazy, we'll
Pirate
just
doctor.
leave.
Okay. Okay. Can they come
You
in
head
with
in the
me?
back. Yeah, I mean nobody's stopping
Right.
them.
We're fucking going
Need
in
your
there.
emotional support, cowboy.
You head inside and you see a gnome sort of
Everyone's a gnome.
washing her hands at a big basin. You also see a mop that is like clearly just been used up against the wall. There's a bed in the center and the floor is like super wet.
Oh my god.
And you see like make a perception check, Sharm.
No.
Actually, all of you can to see how.
That's a 25.
It's a 9. I think it looks fine.
Nala just looks like a clean story.
I rolled a 16.
16. Kieran, you can notice that there's clearly like streaks of blood going to the mop, like they clearly. And Shar, you see this place like a black hole. You suddenly are able to.
The bodily fluids.
You suddenly have flashes in your head of like, holy shit, there has been some horror here. It may have been Dr. E, but it was Dr. Horror. I mean, it's like every single operation happens in this same room. And they do their best on this pirate island, but holy shit.
That's so gross.
Char goes like completely white.
And the doctor, Slebna, who's wearing like a doctor's coat, and turns to you and says, let's see, says, all right. If you want to take a seat on the chair there, well, I can take a look at your eyes.
Ears.
Oh, is it
Ears.
eyes? Ears. Your ears. Well, whichever body part is causing you problems, I can take a look at. Please take a seat on the. Oh shit! And she notices something and then pulls a new sheet of that like terrible butcher paper from doctors onto the thing and says, "All right, it's good now. Please sit
my
down
God.
and we'll take a look at your eyes."
Ears.
Oh, ears. Sorry, ears. Yes, the ears.
It's
All the
welcome.
same apparatus.
The American medical experience. Oh my god.
Okay. I cautiously sit on the thing.
Okay, you sit. It goes as it does.
You're tiny.
Kieran and Nala, you're like standing. Nala, you're like, I don't see what's wrong.
Great, sweetie.
And she is the doctor. Slebna takes a sort of implement out that looks like a tiny magnifying glass, and she sort of pulls a step stool up and goes up and sort of, all right, tilt your head back and then looks up your nose.
No. Oh, Jesus.
All right, nose looks fine. What's the problem?
Ears.
Ears. Right, turn your head sideways. And she takes out another implement for looking into the ears and sort of, all right. Looks like perfectly good elven ears. Ears are good. Turn your other way. All right, good elven ears, yeah.
Good elven ears.
Can you hear it when I do this? And she claps right next to your ears just for a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good, and she does it the other side as well.
It's more like, I feel like it's not just my hearing that's being affected, it's all of my perception senses are dulled somehow.
Oh, that's a problem. All right. Well, let me just if you want to lay down, I can take a full examination of you. If it's all your perception, I gotta test all the perceptions.
Jesus.
I gotta test. I gotta test. Hearing, sight, smell, touch, feeling.
Should
Time,
I just stay
you know?
here? Should we leave? I'll let her do it. I'll let her do it.
Okay, you lie down. She does an examination of you. It's a bit rough. It's a pirate examination of your body, but you get an examination. She does like a physical on you, basically.
Fine.
It's not a bad, like, it's a fine physical. It's just a weird place.
Yeah.
And she's very, like, clinical about it and fast and efficient. And, like, doing the knee test thing and making sure, like, poking you with needles just to make sure there's no feeling missing anywhere. And does an abdominal exam and whatnot and says, well, I gotta say, it doesn't look like anything's particularly wrong with you. I don't really examine elven bodies that much. There's only a few elves in the entire pirate island. Many of the, especially high elves, like there's wood elves, but high elves tend to avoid piracy when they can. That's neither here nor there, though. You look perfectly healthy to me.
Okay.
If it's something that's affecting your perception, it's probably, something bigger than what my medical doctory can do for you. Unfortunately,
that's what I kind of figured. Okay, well, thank you for your time.
No worries. I'll give a discount to my receptionist out there, so you won't have to spend the full cost because I didn't discover anything or have to chop your leg off.
Okay. Well, thank you. Bye.
Good day, doctor.
Goodbye. And she rips off the
much do
paper
I
and
have to
shoves it
pay
in
the
sort of a corner and wipes her hands. And the receptionist goes, "All right, yeah, so we hope that was helpful." And a hand comes from the back door holding a slip of paper, and she grabs it. And all right, that'll be 2 gold for me for that.
Okay, fine. I'll give her 2
You gonna
gold.
haggle on this one?
No, it's a doctor.
No,
Thank you.
I'll just cast Greater Restoration on myself when we go to the inn.
So you leave this doctor's office. Anything else?
While we're
Lilia
there,
and
can we
Wynn?
just perception around and see if anyone was having any shifty looking...
There was no one else
Okay, never mind.
in the office after
never mind.
the big dude left. Anything else, Lilia and Wynn, during the day before you meet up?
I don't think as we I'm assuming that we leave the bar at some point to go meet up.
And the woman at the innkeep looks up at you and says, "Have a nice day."
bye.
And using the 100-foot rule from the bar before you talk about anyone that was inside of it. I look at Wynn and I go, "Cynthia," and that's it.
All right. So you all head back as the evening draws around. You explore some more as well, just to see what it's like and get some food. There's food available, food shops and whatnot. And you eventually end up back at the Ancient Mariner, or rather, you're not back at, but you end up going to the Ancient Mariner, and you step inside, and it's this just fabulous looking. Inside is super decadent. It almost looks way too fancy to be a pirate bar, but this place is a nice inn and bar area. It looks like a hotel bar downstairs. Is basically
Nice. So here's where the good ale is.
This is where the good liquor is.
And you also see along the walls and whatnot in this place are just numerous pirate paraphernalia and things in glass cases with little tags on them. The museum starts in the bar itself, and you can start seeing all this stuff. And it says there's a big sign on the wall staircase that says "Museum continues," and it goes upstairs. There are also rooms upstairs, and it lets you know. And there's 2 actual bar areas with 2 separate bartenders. There's the fancy meal section and an actual bar area, but you all meet up back at this place, and Credence comes in as well. Runs his hands through his locks and is like, "Well, that was an interesting sort of day. Hope you all got along well. You didn't see, by the way, before we go, you didn't see Madwa, did you? I think she may be mad if she sees me."
Why? What did you do?
I may have... There was an incident between myself and her daughter. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm gay, so it literally is nothing. But she took it a really weird way, and she still hasn't forgiven me. Very strange. I was literally just trying to help her get back on her feet. Very
we didn't
strange.
see her at all today. I don't know about the others, but...
I was just talking. The others have arrived too. So I'm sorry. He's talking into the group.
We did run into Madwa, and she recognized your firearm on Kieran.
All right.
Just mention.
But we didn't tell her you were here or anything, just that we had crossed paths
good.
with you. But, I mean, she is on alert. She sounds like she's looking for you, so maybe if you're going to be around that area, just kind of lay low.
All right. Yes, I will avoid that side of the city. Other than that, I'm working on getting a ship getting onto a cruise. So, hey, things are going well.
Great.
Should we get rooms before we begin our
Probably.
evening?
It would probably be a little bit better if we chatted, not necessarily in a public place.
Yeah.
Do I know how much time we have left on my seeming? That's the main thing.
It would be almost
Yeah,
done.
I would probably tell the group
Okay.
we need to get rooms so I can re-up our illusions.
Cool.
Okay, you head over to the innkeeper here, whose name is another gnome. There's lots of gnomes here.
Yes.
This is this man is standing on the bar itself and just running back and forth to give drinks and whatnot. And what he does to give drinks is he's got this really great system where he grabs the top of the beer. The stein, reaches back over the bar and sort of uses his thumb to actually use the beer pouring the tap.
Fancy.
And then puts it back. So he's really, really good at that. And he looks over and says, "Oh, yay! More customers? My name is Viceroy Pym. Welcome to the Ancient Mariner. Museums all around you. Food's available. Drinks are available. Rooms are available. What can I get you?"
Rooms first.
Rooms. How many rooms for the 6 of you?
3?
3, yeah.
3.
3 rooms for the 6 of yous. Got it. And he sort of runs over to the register and leans over the back of it and types upside down. And pulls the crank and it pulls out a slip and gives it to you. For 3 rooms here at the Ancient Mariner, that's 10 gold a night.
10 gold total?
10 gold per room per night.
Okay.
I'll foot the bill for one of them.
Nice place.
I'll split a 5.
Okay.
And
Wait. So
your keys.
you do 5. Lily and I will each do 10, I guess.
And he hands you these 3 keys that are key cards, but they're like made of metal.
Oh, cool.
And they seem to have runes in them.
That's cool.
And you're like, what the fuck are these? And he's like, oh, right, you may not have seen these before. Made by myself. Figured out a little bit of cool gnomish magic. But all you have to do is swing that in front of your door and it'll unlock for you.
Oh,
nice.
Interesting. I've never
Very
seen anything
fancy.
that has these kind of mechanics before.
Hey, well, we do some things amazingly here. Be with those rooms, the museum upstairs, the sections generally blocked off to the public unless they pay an admission are included with rooms. Your rooms are on the other side. Thank
Great,
you.
thank you.
Thanks. Great.
Shall we? Like, wiggle the card.
Yeah.
All right. And you head upstairs to the rooms, and you find them. They are quite lavish. They're 10
Wow.
gold a night. These are really nice rooms.
Nice.
It's weird, too, because the whole rest of the city is this weird shanty town, but this place is just magnificent.
Awesome.
Pirate need to stay.
This is legit.
Yeah.
I feel like we're at Disney World.
Yeah, does anybody want to have a different outfit for the evening?
I mean, I'll just go back to what I looked like before. I guess. Wait, no, that's a terrible idea.
Do we even need to like re-up our seeming if we're just like?
Yeah,
gonna
let's just
settle in?
re-up it.
Yeah.
Okay, you still want to be covered in trinkets and stuff?
I'll take my trinkets off, but I guess I don't know. It's fine. I'll just look the same.
Okay. I'll
keep the
cast
same
the same look.
Yep.
So, but I'll make Kieran's mustache like a little bit bigger.
Time it just gets a little bigger on the face
Larger.
until I end up with like a huge.
It's like Yosemite Sam kind of.
Oh my god.
You've got the Lorax mustache going.
Great. So as you do that, and as you get prepared to talk about what you discovered today,
Love it.
I'm going to end it there. It was a good sort of shopping and information gathering episode.
We got what we were after.
Yeah.
So
We did.
Somewhat,
Cynthia.
yeah.
It's a start. Yeah.
But cool.
Yay!
Good shit, everyone. Thank you
Good
all for
job.
listening. Ta-ta.
Bye.